Bennett. Welcome back to the Shirts Off podcast, Creighton.
Bananas.
I thought we agreed you were done saying it. You said for the longest time, I'm sorry I ever did it. We're not going to do it anymore. Yeah, you stopped like for 10 episodes in a row.
Oh,
and now
well,
you're
that
bringing
was
it
the
back.
old me. This is the new me.
What's different
this is
about
the new old me?
What's the difference about the new you
The new
compared
me
to
is
the
embracing tradition.
re-embracing tradition?
Exactly. It's the new old me. You're welcome, Charlie. Guess what? Sarah got us both a present for
Sarah?
Yeah. You know,
April
6th. Yeah.
I haven't seen Sarah in a decade. She got me a present?
You know the one we knew from high school?
Yes.
Well, it's more of a present for the Shirts Off podcast.
Oh,
than it
okay,
is
okay. Well,
for,
that's very nice of her.
Yes. It is a shirt with nipples on it.
Is it actually?
Yes.
Where is it?
I forgot it.
Yeah.
I
Why
know.
would you even?
I know, but
on this day that you get a gift.
Look, we're teasing it for the next episode.
That's
because you're gonna wear it.
I'm gonna wear it.
Yeah,
that's
is
mighty.
Is it what T-shirt?
It's like it's one T-shirt. Yes,
So
I wish she had made several,
You're supposed
but
to
it's
swap
okay.
shirts?
So she made this?
Is
this something she found and purchased,
yes,
or she
April is
made
nodding her head because she's done this before. Apparently,
Is it a shirt and she like just cut the nipples out, or
no,
is there's nipples on it?
No, it's a bare chest that's really hairy. It looks like Austin Powers' chest.
Yeah,
it's got nipples on it, and then it's basically you without a shirt on, but you're wearing a shirt.
So
I've seen
it's
like
a shirt off shirt.
Exactly, it's a shirt off shirt, like a
Oh,
seatbelt belt.
No, that's not.
That's not.
No, but I
not
mean, like it's
No,
it's
no.
Maybe like a seatbelt on a shirt, so you don't have to wear a seatbelt.
I'm glad
No,
there's a screen
there is
between
a
us.
there is a belt that's a seat belt that looks like a seat belt, but it's also a belt to hold up your pants.
Oh, a seatbelt.
Oh,
belt.
Yeah,
Seatbelt belt. I get that, but it's not the same.
It's not the
No,
same.
but I like
'Cause
it's the same idea.
No,
it's
it's
not. No, it's not.
clothing that's pretending to be something that it isn't.
That's all clothing. All clothing with a picture on it is clothing pretending to be something different.
but like it's not actually trying to be something that's functional.
It would be the same if you
Nipples
had a
are
shirt.
functional.
I'll double down on why you're fucking dumb. So, one, if it's a seatbelt belt, seatbelts are meant to keep you in place.
It could be a back seat.
No,
seatbelt
but it's
belt.
keeping your pants in place.
No, for sure. But like technically, when you wear a seatbelt, it keeps your pants in place. Like it goes over your pants. Like it's not too dissimilar to
If
its
it's-
actual
if
function.
I don't
like a
know if
kid
I
belt.
want to.
It's meant to secure. However, a shirts off shirt is meta. What you
Yes.
said isn't meta.
Oh, well, what would a shirt with shirts off on it be?
Not a shirt. What?
No, you're like you.
Next
like,
topic.
What about a shirts off shirt that's shirtless? But
Listen,
in the,
man.
But in the chest
You know where you
hair,
don't want to be shirtless?
It has the shirts off.
You know where you
logo
don't want to
there.
be shirtless?
What?
You don't want to be shirtless in Bonham County, South Dakota, where the weather is 37 degrees Fahrenheit. The precipitation's 4%. Humidity is 83. 83, you son of a bitch.
What?
And the wind is 3 miles per hour.
What's
That's the weather. I'm
precipitation?
done with the weather. Immediately done. You can now do your thing or not. I don't
Okay.
care.
Do you want to know what the
Sure,
what the day
say
is?
it.
It's kindling. Do you want to guess what that is?
Is that like a dude being metro as fuck?
What does being metro mean?
Like metrosexual.
Like
It's
all
like
Oh.
wax chest, eyebrows done.
Yeah.
Type shit?
No, that's a good guess though.
Yeah,
That's pretty
that-
solid.
That was as good as I could get.
What about you, Charlie? What do you guess?
his guess.
Wait,
Oh, really?
It's not. It's not something weirdly sexual. Is
No,
it?
no. Actually, it's
I thought
the
it was
opposite.
gonna be like where you like fucking tuck your wee wee.
No, although like we
You
have
pull,
covered-
like in the
we-
Danish girl, like Eddie Redmayne.
we have talked about stuff like this before on here, or like that
What is
before.
it?
Kindling, the act of taking an attractive man and mentally picturing he has no junk in his trunk.
That's exactly what he just said.
I was
It's
thinking-
so close.
Yeah.
It's really close. Like that's why I said that's not bad, but it's not what it is. Like so, it's usually done when a man is off limits, i.e., a friend's ex, gay, just a friend, etc.
Hold on.
So like, Quentin would be kindling us, or I would kindle you because I'm not sexually attracted to you.
So why are you picturing him like?
I don't know.
Wait,
I just read the word.
Read
I
it one
don't
more
give-
time.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you can't read, so
Yeah, and then you reading it and then trying to use it and then saying I don't know.
Yeah.
The act of taking an attractive man
Okay.
and mentally picturing he has no junk in his trunk. So imagining that he doesn't have a dick and or an ass.
Correct.
Basically looking like a Ken doll without its clothes.
No, I get that. So my thing is like, why would you be
Do you-
kindling Charlie?
yeah, that's my question too.
Well,
I have
see
that
him
question.
pretty regularly in a hot tub, so you know.
No, you don't.
And he's
I haven't
naked
been
a
in a
lot
hot
when I
tub.
come here. Like he's under the
No,
clothes.
I'm not.
No, like under the blanket on the couch and stuff. You'll be naked, so you know.
Why'd you say it
No,
all
I
seductively?
won't.
Huh?
I haven't been naked in this room in like a year and a half.
But you have
Ever
to
since I
understand,
moved
I've been
upstairs.
coming here for like 3 years.
Yeah, you said regularly.
I mean, it was a regular thing until like a year ago. Do you want to hear the rest of it? There's more.
God forbid.
Oh my God, there's more?
Yeah. But wait, there's more.
Why is there always more?
You picture that if you were to pull down his pants, there would be nothing there. Imagining a man has no sexual organ, but is rather smooth in his nether regions, like a Ken doll. Yeah, he is attractive, but he is my best friend's
Why have
ex.
people thought about this enough for it to have a name? I've heard of a lot of kinks.
Well, that's
not
why
the,
that's
you
why I
don't have
brought
a-
April over here. I was like, is this a thing? I've never heard of this. Wait, let me finish the example though. Yeah, he is attractive, but he is he's my best friend's ex. So I've been kindling him since then. Since then, and always will. He has no D in my mind because he has been kindled. I think we've all learned a lot.
God of War Ragnarok's the best game to come out this year.
God of War Ragnarok is pretty fucking incredible.
Yeah, it's really
I
hard.
need to finish it.
I-
I've
Nice.
never played any of the God of War games.
So the original ones prior to the 2018 remake, you don't have to play, but I recommend. Super fucking awesome. Bloodfest, and then 2018 and Ragnarok are like
Just some of the greatest stories ever told.
storytelling.
Forget about video games for a
acting.
second. Just stories, period.
Mm-hmm.
Like the acting, the writing, I mean, it's just a unbelievable.
The writing is so good that like in the last, like literally the last part of the game, you can like go around, do a bunch of side missions, or you can like, gun to go finish it. And basically like there was such a significant plot twist with such a disgusting repercussion that I had no choice but to say fuck every side mission, fuck the loot, fuck the treasure chest, fuck them little apples
You had
that
to
get
know
them.
what was next.
Yeah, fuck that
You
little
still got
flying
the
boat
intro
that they be
video up
riding
on
in.
the chat.
Oh shit. Oh, well.
Man, fuck all that shit. I had to go handle my handle because you know what I'm saying.
And then just like we'll save all that for after the end of the game.
Yeah. Like I'll go do the challenges and fucking hunt down the berserkers. But right now, like as soon as you'll know when you get there. As soon as it happens, you just don't give a fuck.
In the
about
new one?
anything.
Oh, so this is in the second game?
This is the second game I'm talking about.
Oh.
Yeah, like
Oh,
literally.
no.
Like, what happens? You're like, okay, I'm gonna go kill them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Why would I do anything else?
Yeah, I got to go figure out this thing
'Cause
now.
I always thought it was funny. So you're at the part of the game where like your son goes off and stuff. I
Yeah.
did like 15 hours of side missions right there, and I thought it was funny because it's like, oh, I miss my son. Is he safe? I'm gonna go find these apples and get my health out.
Yeah. That's the thing I like the most about the two of the games so far is that the things that you would usually have to do in other games that you just find along the way, like the health upgrades and the blah blah blah, like it's hard. You have to up your health to go do crazy shit. You gotta fucking grind, and the puzzles you have to
No,
solve
some of them are
fucking
asinine.
ridiculous.
Or trying to find like I'll find 2 of the rune locations. I can't find.
and you
the
can't
third
find the
fucking-
third one.
And
That
then
third one.
sometimes the third rune is like you have to go do the rest of that area, and when you
Yep.
come back around, you'll be over it, so you can see it from this angle. But then
You're talking about the Dark Elves.
yeah, man, nah,
The ladder in the Dark Elf place.
boy, man, have you done any of the portals yet? Like those random rifts where you open them and dark elves come out to fight you?
I just did the first one. I
Boy,
just
I
found it.
spent an hour doing the first. Like that's how hard Give Me God of War mode is. Like they were
Jesus.
fucking me up. Yeah. Like,
See, it takes me an hour because I'm just a bitch. I can't play. I'm not good at games like that,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I am
yeah.
other games.
Yeah. Nah, if you gave me your game mode, I'll literally rip through everything on screen like constantly.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite things about the game too is the game punishes you for your special moves, like your runic attacks, because they're really badass. But Kratos always does this dumbass slow motion like intro
Yes.
to all his moves, and that's an opening. So
Yeah.
especially in Give Me God of War mode where the AI is advanced and shit. You goddamn go to do a special move. That's cute. There was 2 niggas in front of you. There was a nigga behind you waiting for you to do that special move. And guess what? It wasn't a fucking circular special move. It was a cone. So you're shooting forward and you're animation locked. And I just got hit with a fucking poison ball by a goddamn.
Frog. I hate those frogs,
Yeah,
bro.
no, it's-
There's never been a worse early game enemy in the world than
I
those
literally.
fucking frogs.
I thought the frogs were the worst thing until the elves. And then fighting the elves, like, because the way they fight, dog, is so
it's like
they're so smart.
they remind me of the samurai from the game that just dropped the last couple of years that was big.
Sekiro?
Yes.
Sekiro, yeah.
It
That's
reminds
another-
me of those like that samurai fighting
That's
style.
why I think Ragnarok does so well. Ragnarok takes like the fucking hack and slash too many enemies to handle that you got from the original God of War that you still get in Devil May Cry, like that particular genre of slash a nigga the fuck up. But then you get the timing and the patience it takes to play like something like Dark Soul or like Elden Ring, like especially when they switched it from like the top down or the fucking whatever the fuck to the over the shoulder view. So now you're like, he's positioned how you'd be positioned in your typical RPG these days. And I think that middle ground of like Elden Ring's combat and the original
Did you play Elden
Elder
Ring?
Scrolls. Fuck no, but I've seen a lot
So
of
it used to be
God
top down?
not exactly top down, but like have you ever played Devil May Cry?
No. That's why I'm like.
You ever played
just
Dante's Inferno?
listening. No, but I've talked to people that have. So like I'm aware of it,
Have
but
you
I
ever
don't know much about it.
played I'm trying to think of it. You ever played
Top down fighting?
Not top down is not the best way to describe it. Have you ever played like Kingdom Hearts? Like your typical, you know,
It's a lot higher up.
Yeah, your
the camera's looking way more down. Kind of like old school Ratchet and Clank, but not quite
exactly
as
like a more
close.
a typical action adventure game,
Yeah.
like Legend of Zelda, any of those games. Like
Yeah.
that camera style. But the new one, like you're behind his shoulder essentially.
Okay.
The way the game plays too, and this is
That's Zero Punctuation's biggest issue with those games. He says he's like, I can't quite figure it out, but I'm pretty sure that the cameraman just really likes shoulders.
Nah.
And he's like always, you're always right up on Kratos, especially if you walk back up too far into something and the camera just fucking squeezes into the back of his head.
my favorite thing
Can
about
you
the game.
change it at all? Like the
No.
view?
No, that's stupid.
No, it's not stupid. The camera angle is the best thing about God of War because, all right, so the entire game is one shot. There's no cuts. It's one shot. Like from the time you boot the game up till your last moment, it's one shot. When he has like a dream sequence and he passes out, it's one shot. It shoots into his face, screen goes
And
dark.
then he wakes up in a dream.
Yeah, he wakes up in the dream, pulls back off his face. It's one shot. It is one shot. Both games are one entire shot.
Even when they do switch between like places, magically they do it in one shot.
One shot. When you switch between character or like when different allies come to help you,
That's
one shot.
interesting.
It's
I've never
amazing.
heard of a game doing that before.
Nobody's done it, and that's why it's the reason I think they did it is because where this game is fucking top 5 gameplay mechanics period of the last whatever.
It is so immersive.
So good. The game itself also has an incredible story, and I think that story gets driven home with this because the shot feels like a movie. You feel like it's an
Yeah.
entire movie. And
We
yeah.
talked about that with what was the movie 1918 or
1917. They did the same. The movie is shot
Yeah.
like that. The whole movie's shot as if
What
it's
shot?
one shot.
What
Yeah.
shot? What shots?
It's
are
really
impressive.
technically like 6 or 7, you know,
But
with
it's
camera
so
tricks.
seamless,
But
right?
it's seamless.
Yeah.
There's one. There's like when I watched it in theaters, I knew this going in, and I was looking like what could be their like fix it shot,
Yeah.
and I only found 2 when I saw it in theaters, and I went back and watched it one more time, and I found 1 more.
Yeah.
But apparently it's like 6 or 7 takes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how the fuck did they do this? Because some of it is, I mean, it's flawless. It's so good.
Yeah, no, this shit's badass. That sounds badass.
Well, you know, it's weird you're talking about editing. Like, so I watched Venom and Venom Let There Be Carnage over the last 2 days. And
Had you ever seen them?
no, first time watching them. April wanted to watch them. And I was like, yeah, I've never seen them, so I'll watch them. Have you seen them?
No.
Have you seen them at all, Aleem?
No, I'm not doing that.
Let There Be Carnage is edited so weirdly. Like, I
thought he was gonna say like really well, like it was awesome.
No,
or
no, no,
something.
no, no, no. Like the first one's kind of like your traditional like superhero origin story because like Venom doesn't even show up to like a good probably like 40, 50 minutes in.
Yeah.
But then the second one is so like jump like you don't really get time to take in a moment. And I don't know if that's done on purpose because of how like wild and crazy the story is, or if that's just, you know, the way that movie was edited and it fell on the floor, you know, or if it was done really fast. But I feel like I need to watch it again because it happens.
Andy
so
Serkis
fast.
has done very few bad things, but I feel like everyone kind of just agrees that Let There Be Carnage is one of his bad things.
Is he in that?
He directs it, and he's Venom.
He's
Venom.
Venom?
He's Venom when Venom is on Eddie's shoulder.
Oh,
He's like
I had no
puppeting
idea.
that version of Venom.
Oh, is he the voice too?
No, I don't
Who's
think
the
he's the voice.
voice?
I don't know the voice.
I like the
it
voice.
might be the Optimus Prime guy.
I didn't like the voice for Carnage.
I think isn't the Optimus Prime guy the same guy that voiced Parthenox and nah, he might not be. Never mind. No, that's the Mario. The dude that voiced Mario voices that dragon the blades
Mario?
try to make. The guy, yeah, this is a different guy, but
Okay.
the guy that voices Mario is also the voice for Parthenox. You played Skyrim, right?
Yes, but it's been a minute.
I know, but you remember the dragon that you go to meet, like
yeah,
the Greybeard's
big
master?
yeah.
That's the same voice actor as Mario.
Like the
Really?
original Mario?
Like
Mario
no,
from
no.
Mario and Luigi Mario?
not the original Mario, because the original voice actor for Mario, like before, I can't remember the guy's name, like Martin something.
Which Mario?
Like Mario, but before he became like the known iconic voice of Mario, you know, they had like whatever voices for Mario, like some whatever the fuck ass guy.
Wahoo.
Yeah, you know, I watch a lot of like Did You Know Gaming and shit.
Yeah.
Like that. So before him, there was another voice, but it was kind of like a placeholder situation.
Yeah, like until we find a guy whose voice is iconic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the guy that voiced Super Mario, and like not Chris Pratt's bitch ass, but
Yeah.
the nigga that voices
How dare
Mario,
you.
and that voices Mario. For
Yeah,
real.
in all of gaming sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same voice as the dragon from Skyrim.
So
But no,
crazy.
I haven't seen Venom. You want to know a superhero movie that has god awful editing?
Who
Or
what?
I'll just say bad shots. The first Thor movie.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty-
the Dutch angles
Du-
and
du-
everything.
there's
there's-
too many.
there's
It's
no-
one thing if there's like a Dutch angle.
There's no reason.
There's like
Well,
7
I,
Dutch
I
angles.
think they were
Fuck the
trying
Dutch
to
angles.
do the
Per
whole
scene.
like
Dutch
making
angle.
it look like the comic thing. You know,
Well, it's also
the-
that filmmaker. He's kind of artsy,
Fuck
and
the
he's
Dutch
he's
angle.
too.
Fuck
He
the
makes
Dutch
great
angle.
stuff, but he shouldn't have made
Side,
that one.
sidebar, by the way, I looked up Peter Cullen, the guy who voices Optimus Prime, to see what else he's in besides Transformers. It's like 50 Transformers things come up, and then it's Winnie the Pooh.
As Winnie the Pooh.
Hold on, let me see what he is in here. I guess it's Winnie the Pooh because that's like he's in all of them.
Did you watch Murder on the Orient Express?
And then he's also in Gremlins and yes, remember we watched it together. And then he's also in Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Have you seen Murder on the Orient Express?
Mm-mm.
Have you seen Knives Out?
Yeah.
Okay, so Knives Out, Murder on the Orient Express, similarly
Who done it?
similarly good whodunits. Like, have you seen Glass Onion yet? The new one.
No, I haven't
It's
seen no one.
I would say almost equals
He's
in
Eeyore.
terms of how good they are. Eeyore?
Yeah.
I was gonna guess.
Yeah, I was gonna
could
say
see
he had to
Eeyore.
be one of the
Yeah,
deeper
but-
voices.
Yeah, one of the like not Winnie the Pooh guys.
Well, anyway, the guy from Murder on the Orient Express, the main dude, like the detective, he not only stars in that movie, he wrote it and directed it, and he's the one that you're talking about who made the first Thor movie. So like,
Oh, that's him?
yeah. Similarly with Star Wars and Marvel, when you get a director who's good at artsy, like
He sucks
hard to
at the
do
stuff.
shit, you shouldn't have him do your Marvel or Star Wars because Ryan Johnson,
He
that's
did.
Knives Out.
Did you see Glass
He wrote
Onion
and
yet?
directed Knives Out and Glass Onion. What?
Did you see Glass Onion yet?
Yes.
Did you see Glass Onion?
No, he just said no.
Oh fuck!
He
I'm
can't
sorry.
see.
I
He
I
can't see you.
My
He
bad.
can't see you
Sorry.
unless he looks at the screen.
Yeah.
He can hear me.
That's
I
true.
didn't-
He
I
did
didn't
say
hear
it.
you.
I
I'm sorry.
vocalized that.
Yeah, he
I
was
know
not
can't
paying
see
attention.
you.
Dude, but you've seen Knives Out, right?
Correct.
Okay, dude, do yourself a favor.
Yeah.
Go home. Just stop the podcast. We'll just sit down
Just
and
watch it
Glass
now.
Onion.
He has to leave in a little bit.
It's so good.
Is it?
It's absurdly, annoyingly good.
Damn.
It's
It is even more like, I don't want to say too much, but like the way the first movie had like one or two holy shit moments, like
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming. This movie does it like fucking
oh,
5 times, and every time you're like, what? Like
Yeah.
every time it's like what I imagine the God of War moment is in the end. Like it's pretty.
You need to hurry up.
It's
watching,
brutal. It's
watching,
a brutal but good brutal watch.
Watching Glass Onion, I was like, oh, I get why they wanted him to do The Last Jedi because
if
it
if
makes
he had been
sense.
able to do with The Last Jedi what he does with the second Knives Out, it would have worked a lot better. Because you have kind of those moments in The Last Jedi where you're like, whoa, what the fuck for a
Yeah.
second, like Snoke and like Rey and fucking
so subverting
and
expectations.
and Rey's.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but like it's done in.
but
a
it worked.
Yeah, it works. Yeah.
Only
I
like
like
two-
Rey's parents being nobody still.
Yeah, I hate that they fucking retcon that shit.
Yeah.
I really don't hate Episode 8 like a lot of people do. I hate Episode 8 because 9 ended up being so tragically terrible.
I hate parts of Episode 8 still. I still don't like the Canto Bite scene.
It's super unnecessary.
Yeah.
I hate
Yeah.
how everything that they use, like Finn in that movie, is for the sake of
Yeah.
Like, it's not to develop him. It's not to
exactly.
Finn's just wasted as a character.
Like,
I can't remember anything that he says or does in that movie aside from ride those fucking animals through the
Yeah.
casinos.
and I think he yells Ray.
Probably.
Yeah.
Ray.
I think
Ray!
when he was gonna sacrifice, if he had actually died, and they had stuck the landing with that, I think I still would have been mad because I was like, okay, so you brought him here, this guy that could give us perspective on the stormtroopers, and you just kill him.
Those. I don't want to talk about those movies.
Yeah, we've talked about him enough.
So much, bro.
I still
on
like
episode
I still
3.
like The Force Awakens though.
The Force Awakens is fun.
It gets me so hyped for the rest of
Michael
the
has
trilogy.
ruined it for me.
What, the Force
Don't-
Awakens?
don't-
Oh, it's because Michael watches YouTube videos where
Yeah.
people ruin it, and then he
Mhm.
regurgitates that. too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like.
woohoo! I killed the stormtroopers.
Yeah,
I
that
was
shit.
friends with-
Yeah, but it's still great. It's definitely the best of the three.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
also like not hard.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
Mr. Plinkett's review of it.
The best moment in that movie is Kylo and Han on the bridge. It's the
Yeah.
greatest. One of the greatest
It's still
moments
the
in this
best moment in
franchise.
Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, that's true. That moment might be
They
one
were-
of the two good moments in
Another
Rise
thing
of
they should've
Skywalker.
I think he
too.
looked back. He was like, "How can we make this movie good? Let's do
What
the
was
bridge
good
scene
in the
again."
seventh? Yeah, what was good in episode 7?
Well, they fucked up with too bad. They should have had the balls to kill Carrie Fisher in the second one. That's the other thing.
Yeah,
instead
well,
of the
They-
third
they,
one.
They like squeeze your nuts on that one.
Yeah.
And it's not necessary. They would have
No.
killed her there. You would have had good motivation for Kylo Ren moving forward.
And you don't have to kill Luke in that movie either.
Yeah.
You see the last ounce of like goodness in him and his inability to take the shot, but then the shot gets taken because that Mary Pop is like, okay, I get it. She knows the Force. She's as powerful as Luke theoretically. So why the fuck are you gonna use her Force powers for some dumb shit? Like why?
And then
didn't
why
she-
is she going to be effectively useless in the finale?
Yeah, like to be
Yeah.
honest, if you guys are gonna have her do some shit when that shot came at that window like that, the same way Kylo fucking stopped the blaster in the first one,
Yeah.
you should have seen her be able to stop like a ship's blaster.
Yeah.
That would have
That would have
been.
been fucking
Yeah.
Literally,
gangster.
you give me fucking 5 minutes, I'll improve all those fucking.
Yeah,
movies,
for
bro.
To
real.
be fair, they had the unfortunate luck of Carrie Fisher just passing away.
For
Yeah.
sure,
Before.
but that scene has nothing to do with her passing away.
Yeah. No, I agree.
No, that is
But
RIP.
I
to
bet
a-
they did
what's-
have some
what's-
gangster shit planned for the finale that she was going to do that
What's
she
even
wasn't
worse
able
though
to.
is like they could have taken that out. They didn't have to make her live. You know what I mean? The way that shot is done and edited, they could have killed her off, and you have been like,
It could have just been like a holy shit
Yeah,
death.
you know
and
That's
she
what I
why
just
I was-
sucked
that
out.
was literally like the highlight of the movie. I said, "Yo, they got nut." No, they don't.
yeah.
They Game of Thrones that no, they
Yeah.
didn't.
No, they didn't.
They Jon Snow season 6 did.
The only, and I know you don't want to talk about these movies, but the other thing I don't like is I don't like the world building. We have no idea why the Resistance is a resistance.
No, there's no world building.
They've done a much better
in the
job.
comics.
Well, I was gonna say with the shows
Oh, the
Yeah.
show.
doing world building. Andor, have you seen it yet?
No, not yet.
Neither of you?
Nope.
I know it's like the greatest shit ever. That's why I haven't watched it yet. I didn't watch Mandalorian until season 2 was about
yeah.
to drop.
Same here. Same here. You
I'm
remember
excited
that? You
for
tried to get me to
Mandalorian.
watch
I'm
Mandalorian
so
for like a
excited for
year.
Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I am too.
Mandalorian is about to shit on everything. That is such good TV.
What you've heard about Andor is accurate.
Yeah, no, I know.
It
It
is-
is the best shit. Period.
It's so
Is
good.
Thrawn in it?
No.
I'm so ready for
He's
Thrawn.
not. That's not what this is.
I know.
Andor is before A New Hope. Like
Yeah,
it's
but
before
so
Rogue
is
One.
So is Rebels.
Yeah, but
and
it's like
Thrawn's in
it's a little bit
Rebels?
more. It's before there's even a rebellion. Like it's about the rebellion forming at all.
Oh, okay.
There's no rebel alliance yet. There's not even rebels. Like and
It's just like,
until,
hey, things are
until
shitty.
maybe the last episode, kind of.
Yeah.
The last 3 movies are just a bunch of like
I've been in
it's
this
bad
for
fan
66 years
service.
old.
Yeah.
It's ass pulley fan service that like
Yeah.
doesn't work because
Yeah.
it's
Somehow Palpatine returned.
yeah.
That-
no, agreed.
That is the dumbest.
That's what I'm saying when he talks about like bad world building, like Palpatine returning, bad world building.
Not
Listen
just
to-
him. He's quating it. The yellow letters say
yeah.
somehow Palpatine is
And then,
returned.
and then I
That's
think
how he's back.
What's
Like-
his name? The Oscar Isaac says it too.
Yeah, he does.
What's his name?
Somehow
though?
he's returned. Oscar. Oh, Poe Dameron.
Yeah.
Yeah, Poe Dameron.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that
That
is-
Poe boy.
That's such a dog shit. And then like the whole there's a giant Sith army that's been waiting.
Yeah.
The red Sith are red for the sake of visuals, but not with any like reasoning or anything.
They're matter.
No
There's
context.
no,
That's
like,
why
you
they're
don't
big
even,
of.
you don't even have like their material is different. This is only fine. Like not even some half-ass ass pull out of your ass pull.
They
This
look
is
like the weird gremlin monster characters from 300 that almost cuts Leonidas's eye, the one that's really strong, like that race of monster people.
this guy said he sat next to Harrison Ford. It's pretty badass.
That is pretty
Yeah.
badass.
I sat in a
But
Ford.
whoa, Glass Onion was bad
too.
compared to the original.
You're a lunatic. He's also 11 years old.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's 15, 14
Oh.
or 15.
He's
Wow.
young.
It's the same thing.
Our audience is strong from like 13 to 20 years old.
that's really
Yeah.
what you want it. You want to establish that. 'cause
Yeah,
that's-
it really is.
Eventually, we're gonna be a nostalgia trip for them.
Yeah,
They're gonna
that-
like look back on this and be like,
Yeah,
"Man, I was
they-
happier. I had more hair than."
They were wow. Okay, they're gonna I can't say anything better than that. That sums it up right there.
But I was telling him how Empire was on TV, and I said my favorite thing is when he says, "I know," and he was like, "Yeah, I ad-libbed that." Bro, there's no way you can talk to Harrison Ford about that. That's pretty gangster if that's exactly how it happened.
It was supposed to be.
Be I love you too, but I was. Like Han would never say that. That's fucking funny.
That is funny.
I heard he just hates people that like Star Wars. He's like, I'm so fucking. Have you seen
he
that?
He doesn't like Star Wars.
Have you
He
seen
doesn't.
that TikTok where that guy's like, I built this Lego Millennium Falcon. Will you sign it? And he just picks up and smashes it.
There was one. Someone said, "Do you think that Han Solo is going to be a?" This is like right after 7. Do you think Han Solo is going to be a Force ghost? He says, "I don't know what the fuck a Force ghost is," and it is the greatest. And it's like a fucking 20-year-old kid interviewing him, and he's like using his hands. He's like, "I don't know what the fuck a Force ghost is. Stop talking to me about this trailer. It's like for something
Why
totally
should
not Star
Harrison
Wars
Ford sound like Heath Ledger's Joker?
because they're the same guy."
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Imagine Harrison
Chaos
Ford's
is
the new
chaos.
Joker.
What?
Harrison Ford's the new Joker.
He could have done the Joker at a point. I could have seen that.
Yeah,
Like
I
his
wouldn't
face.
be. Yeah, I feel like Harrison Ford could have been a bad guy better than he was ever a good guy. He's a great
been
good
a bad guy before.
Like
in
what?
Movies? I thought isn't he bad a
Don't say
bad
the
guy in
fugitive.
Ender's Game?
No, he's like, I mean, yeah, but not. He's not like the bad guy. He's like a bad. He's a good.
Your opinion is valid, kiddo.
What?
hot
He said,
take.
"Don't act like my opinion isn't
Oh
valid."
no, we're not
I didn't say
saying
it
that.
isn't valid. I was just messing.
I just knew that I would upset Charlie.
The Glass Onion. I can't. It's not that. It's not bad compared to the first one. It's not. I mean, I don't know. I think they're very similarly
Somebody
good.
said hot take.
Hey, Mitch. Which thing's the hot take?
Probably the Glass Onion thing.
I don't know.
Everybody else that I've seen, like, because I knew
I know
liked
you're not,
that.
Hamid. For your
But-
age, you're incredibly film literate.
Yeah.
It was a joke. I disagreed with your opinion, so I was attacking you.
The Ford villain take. Oh,
Oh yeah, he's a great good guy. But I think he's a great good guy because he was coming up in the age of great cinema,
yeah,
and he was such an iconic good guy.
yeah.
Like as soon as you have Indiana Jones / Han Solo, like you're the fucking good guy going forward. And he's been a good guy in.
well, like the
40
the
movies.
gruff good guy though, not like
Yeah.
the squeaky clean, like
Yeah.
Superman good guy.
Yeah.
He's a good guy for the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And 90s.
yeah.
Hell, the 2000s. He's been in a few 2000s movies
You
where
guys,
he's a good
you
character.
guys excited for that new Indiana Jones?
I am cautiously optimistic.
That's fair. It's a good way to be.
I'm happy that they it looks like a lot of this movie is going to be flashback. It looks like it's going to be kind of telling the story of an adventure he went on that he failed on, and now he's finishing as an old man. That's what I'm kind of getting from the trailer, and because they do a lot of motion capture de-aging for him, and if that's true, I think it could be really awesome. If it's not, I don't know. I'm worried. The trailer makes it look incredible. I love Indiana Jones. Crystal Skull is definitely the weakest, but even it is like not terrible. It definitely feels Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And have you ever watched any of them?
I've only seen Crystal Skull.
Ooh, see, and so you can only do better
Yeah,
watching the old
yeah,
ones. Or
yeah.
I would.
You're gonna be upset. The
All
way I've
three
watched
are
them.
great. What?
You're gonna be upset the way I've watched them.
Have you seen them all? Oh, well, hold on. They're all great, but I think the first one, the third one's the best. The first one's second, and then the second is like the worst of the original trilogy. But
Before the fourth.
yeah, but they're all
you said original.
yeah, they're
trilogy,
all
yeah.
better than Crystal Skull. But even Crystal Skull's fun. I mean, it's a fun
No, I
movie.
didn't dislike Crystal
Yeah.
Skull, but I was like 12.
So you'll really love the other ones.
Right.
The second one weirdly feels the most dated.
Yeah.
The first one and third one. The third one's fucking awesome. The third one's like legit the best
What's
of all
the
of
third
them.
one called?
The Last Crusade.
Okay, that's that one.
Yeah, it's Raiders of the Lost Ark,
That's the one
Temple
with
of
his dad
Doom.
and Sean Connery, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to watch them in order chronologically, like Star Wars way, you watch 2, 1, 3, because the second movie is a prequel to the first one.
Word. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and then the third one's it's so good.
Man, I had something interesting to say and I forgot.
Star Wars, Harrison Ford, good guy, bad guy, gruff, good guy.
I watched the first Indiana Jones movie I watched was Kingdom of Crystal Skull. And then I watched the first one. I haven't seen any other ones yet. I started Temple of Doom and then just kind of like went to go do something else.
It's the most skippable. Like out of all of them, Temple of Doom's like whatever. It's okay. You don't have to watch it. The first one and third one
I
are
want to watch it
really
to like
good.
kind of get
Oh.
my perspective. What's up?
Back to the Future should have been 3 and then 2.
3 and then 2?
Yeah, Back to the Future 1 is amazing. Back to the Future 2 is fucking phenomenal and one of the best sequels in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like 2 a lot.
And then 3 is like,
Well,
See, for me, I like 3
2
the
and 3
most.
back to
you
back.
like 3 more
though.
than 2?
I think I really like movies where they
Are
like
Cowboys?
hilariously, it's not just Cowboys. They're so out of their time.
Yeah.
They're really. It's one thing to go from the 80s to the 50s. There's phones, there's lights, there's TV still. Like stuff
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It's different for him because he has to deal with his parents. But in going back to his town 200 years ago, it's like holy shit.
Was
this
100?
is or whatever 100.
Yeah, because
Isn't it?
it's the
It's
1880s.
the 1800s.
Oh
and this
yeah.
is the
Oh my
19
God. We're getting
old. Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, similarly, that is what I like that a little more. I think that's why Indiana Jones 2, the Indiana Jones movies are like when they're being made, kind of present time, but weird situations. Like you're going in these crazy spots on the planet, kind of like Uncharted, the video games.
I thought Indiana
to
Jones
look for
took place,
treasure?
like during the 30s or the 40s.
Yeah, it's 30 or 40 years back, but they're
No, I
taking
mean,
place
like-
in sort of halfway present times.
I thought it
From
was
when they were
like the 1940s or 1930s, not 30 or 40 years ago.
When they were being made 30 or 40 years
Oh,
ago.
you're saying like not
When
the
it was
time
being made,
in the
yeah.
movie, but like when it was.
Yeah,
being, okay, I see what you're
I
saying.
think the last movie is like either late 40s or early 50s.
Okay.
Or it might be a little bit after.
Oh,
It's kinda
Kingdom of the
hard to-
Crystal Skull.
No, the third one. Sorry,
Oh,
I don't
okay.
count Crystal Skull as even an Indiana Jones. movie.
Really?
It's a movie with Harrison Ford in it. It's not.
See,
He's not vibing with your movie takes tonight. He said that 3
Yeah.
is so garbage. Now I'm not gonna say 3 is
look-
garbage, but like 2 is the superior.
2 is probably like the peak of Back to the Future, but I like the finality of 3. You know what I mean? Because like they set it up in
I
a
probably
way
need
where
to
they
rewatch
could
them all. It's been a long time, and
Yeah.
for me it was always like 3, 1, 2. I'd never really liked 2 going for when I was a
Really?
You
kid.
don't like 2?
When I was a kid, I haven't seen them in a decade. I probably just need to go
2 was
rewatch them
probably
all.
just too intense for you as a kid because 2 got like murder.
2
Yeah.
gets crazy.
2
on
gets
some
dark
parts.
2's
as
kind of dark.
fuck.
Yeah, dark.
Did you ever
Yeah,
play
it's
the?
definitely The Empire
No, I
Strikes
did not
Back.
play
Did you ever
game.
play the video games?
There's
No.
a Back to the Future video game.
They're like Telltale games, but it's kind of like
What?
if they did a 4, 5, and 6.
Did
what would it-
Telltale make it?
I
Actually,
think so. Yeah, I'm not 100%
what?
sure.
I feel like that's just no way.
It's old.
No
it was.
way.
It came
Oh,
out on like
then it wa-
PlayStation 3.
Oh.
But I mean,
Then
it's
it's not-
good.
then
The
it's not
story in
Telltale.
it's good because like it's kind of like what if we did a 4, 5, and 6, and all 3 of them are.
Yeah, I'm
seamlessly
with the new
connected.
guy. That's Aleem. He's from the Episode 3 podcast.
Yes.
Hello.
And he makes music. Very good
Yeah.
music.
Remind me your name, please.
Hoodie Hamid.
Hamid.
Well,
Is it Hamid?
No,
or-
no. I was
Oh, he
reading-
was reading.
no,
Oh,
he
okay. I'm
said-
sorry.
yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry.
You don't have to say sorry for not knowing my name, but yeah, my name's Liam.
Oh.
Back to
Blade Runner is good. Harrison Ford movie if you like sci-fi. I've heard of that Blade Runner is good. I've never watched
Blade
it.
Runner and Blade Runner 2049 are both unfucking real good. The first movie's pretty great, especially when you consider when it was made.
Mhm.
It's great anyway. Like it's definitely
Isn't that movie in like in 3 different ways?
it's
Or-
got different endings over the years of it being remastered and shit. Blade Runner 2049 might be for real potentially. If it's not the greatest, it's like top 3 greatest sequels of all time.
Really?
In my opinion. It is one of the greatest sequels ever made. It is fucking unbelievable.
See,
And it did not get the acting Oscar nominations that it deserved. It got a lot of Oscar nominations for a lot of other things, but Ryan Gosling, hell, Dave Bautista for fucking 10 minutes is in the movie, and he deserves a supporting actor nomination.
Yeah, he's
Harrison
he's
Ford,
doing
good.
really good to turn
Yeah.
around from like
Yeah.
because WWE acting is a fucking joke. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is like real acting. That's the crazy part. It's like stage plays. It really is like
I mean, yes,
you're not
it
supposed
is-
to fuck up your lines,
it
and
is-
you have to be super
Yes,
disciplined.
It is
Yeah.
real acting, but it's like
Lame.
yes,
Yeah.
that shit is ass.
I don't know. I think it's fun.
Of course
I
you do.
like
It is
watching
Yes,
fun.
that is that. The fact that you two think that and I don't is.
I don't
only
watch
indication.
it. I get
I
that
don't
it's
give a
fun.
watch
goddamn
it.
if you watch.
I
You
watch
should
it.
not admit that.
I don't watch the new stuff. I'm a fan of like the stuff from like 10 years ago.
So you be watching reruns of SmackDown?
Damn, these Back to the Future
no,
games do
I
have
do
high
watch
ratings.
some reruns of the
Most Telltale
WrestleMania.
games do.
It's
Okay,
not
that's fine.
Telltale.
Oh, it's not Telltale?
No,
What is
it's-
it? It was like Telltale-esque because you go around and solve clues and shit, basically.
It's an episodic graphic adventure. Back to the Future game was developed and published by. Oh, it was developed by Telltale. How old is this?
Telltale before they were Telltale.
Yeah, I think it's like Telltale before like The Walking Dead
Before they
Telltale.
were telling tales.
Yeah. It. No, wait. It does kind of look like those though. Oh, but okay, that's a dated looking picture. It definitely is before their animation budget was better.
Yee.
But they're good. I mean, apparently they're
The
high,
story
very
in
high
it
rated.
was fantastic. Whenever
Really?
I played it, and it was such a good story. And like the thing is, it's like okay, 1 through 3 happen, and then you have 4, 5, 6, right? So it's a tie into the movies. But also, like, all three of these, like 4, 5, and 6, are tied together so well and so seamlessly. Like, it's like a 3-part story, basically.
Yeah.
But all, like, like if they did 3 movies.
It's told as if it's like a continuation of the originals.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna make me
It's
wanna
crazy.
buy it.
It's crazy. It's so good. And
The Wolf Among
I don't
Us
wanna
Telltale
spoil it
games
for you.
are
I've
fucking.
heard those are really good.
They're really good.
I don't want to spoil it for you,
So
but they
don't.
do. Well,
So
I'm not.
Don't then.
Do you
That's cool.
care?
Yes,
A
that's
little
why we
bit,
said
'cause
don't.
I-
All
we
right,
both
never
love
mind,
Back to
never
the
mind,
Future.
Never mind.
Charlie's pretty excited, but I'm not gonna play those goddamn games. But don't.
What if
fucking-
we play them together? What if I
All three of
get,
us?
Get you, not you. What if
Oh,
I
why
get you
not
to come
me?
over? Because you've seen them.
I haven't played them. It's been a minute. It's been at least 15 years since I played them.
3 of us? No, not you.
I don't like playing games with Creighton. He talks too much and asks too many questions. He doesn't let the game. He's like watching when you watch a movie in the movies. I have to
see
sit.
you over there nodding.
I have to sit seats away from him
Yeah.
because he legit will just be like, it's like if an ostrich. Like he'll make a bad joke about nothing. Like it's horrible. He's like, oh yeah, it's
I
like
went to
if
go-
He-Man was in it.
We went to
imagine.
go see the Batman like 4 times.
I saw Batman in
time
theaters
with me.
4 times. The
That's
first
half a
time,
day.
yes, the first time I went with Creighton and our friend Marissa. They sat. I watched the first 6 minutes next to them, and literally was like, no, and like got up and went not just a couple seats away. I had to go to the
You
other
went
side
to
of
the
the
other
theater.
road, didn't you?
I had to like get all the way away because the whole movie they just sit there and
well,
joke.
at
and
that
laugh.
point, we'd already seen it though, too. So it's like,
Yeah, ruin it for me because you've seen it.
well,
That
we
makes a lot
weren't
of
trying
sense.
to ruin it for you, but like
I
there
said,
was just
please
a-
be quiet. So many times. Watch the movie. It's a movie. Don't talk. Not when there's people. So many people were annoyed with you guys. What are you reading?
Me?
Our theaters. I mean, our theaters are full when we go there, and it's like the first showing of a big movie. But for the most
But
part, I mean, yeah,
We
nah.
go like during the day most of the time, so it's
Yeah.
not full. It's like
You gotta go to like
when
a
we-
Charlotte premiere.
the first
Yeah.
time we went and saw No Way Home. Do you remember that?
No Way Home was full.
Nobody was not the first time we went to go see it. We went to go see it like
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah,
at
yeah.
12 or 3 p.m.
The next day.
Yeah, and
yeah.
nobody was
And
there.
then we
and
saw
then
it
went
later.
to it later, and it was sold out.
Packed. Yeah. The
It
first
was-
time
it
we
was
saw
so
it, we
weird.
had great seats. The second time we were like in the corner seats at
and
the
we
bottom.
snuck into that one. Remember?
We did sneak into that one.
Oh,
yeah,
shit,
we-
criminals.
We bought tickets
We'd be
for
criming.
Ghostbusters and didn't go see it.
Damn, he said Batman was sold out for like 2 weeks at a time.
Damn, I would hate to live where you live at.
Where's
Yeah,
he-
that's-
where
that's
do you-
lame.
We
What
just do
region
what we
you
want.
reside in?
L.A. He's in L.A.
Oh, no shit. No,
He-
okay, that
he
explains
probably
the
met-
sit next to Harrison Ford thing.
Yeah, well, he meets a lot of. I'm not gonna put his business out
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
but
for
like
sure.
he knows a lot of famous people
Hell yeah.
through school.
That's what I'm talking about,
He's
buddy.
got
Yeah.
some fun stories.
He does have some very interesting stories that he's told on here.
That's-
It's cool.
That's why
Badass.
neither one of us were like, "Oh yeah, that's fucking bullshit."
Yeah, he's cool people. He's cool people.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he's-
I mean,
he's
you're a
cool.
weird person to come on like a mildly
It-
popular podcast to lie, so I didn't think
Mildly, we're mildly. Yes,
Yeah, that's a huge upgrade from where we were in Creighton's eyes.
we were like on the edge, the precipice of like the corner of somebody's eye, and now we're mildly.
Now we're mildly popular.
Yeah,
According to
soon
Tyler.
we'll be super hot.
Nah, that's gonna take a little bit more.
That's
work.
gonna take some fucking
What's the
time.
different hot sauce tiers? You
It's
We're
have
not
mi-
doing that.
you have,
Mild
like,
goes into hot, and then hot goes into like some other shit, some
like
other shit.
asshole burner.
Nah, that's
or
like
something.
that's like volcano. Or
I,
Yeah.
some
I'm
bullshit.
gonna need to see a scale and a chart.
We'll have it next time. We'll have it loaded up for
What
you
the
on a
fuck are those
graphic.
shits called? The spicy scale, something with an S.
Oh, the Scoville scale.
There we. I was about to say Scorsese.
Or the
The
SF.
Scorsese scale.
Yeah, that's definitely not a scale I'm familiar
It's
with.
The Departed. Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Batfleck wasn't the friendliest. Yeah, he doesn't look like he'd be very friendly.
Nah, he seems like the kind of dude
It's
who's
funny.
got baggage.
I've heard he's really nice, and that his bitch is a bitch. His bitch being Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, okay. I was like, which bitch? Because
Yeah.
it's been
Allegedly, they like.
How that
he-
rhymed.
He's like tip people. Which bitch? Shut up. Which bitch? I'm a real big time. Hey, goddamn. Fucking shitballs. Damn it.
Which bitch?
Jennifer Lopez. So Jennifer Lopez, apparently Ben Affleck will like tip people, and that bitch will like go behind him and like ask for the tip back, and then give him a smaller tip.
What?
Yeah. Now that's alleged, but Jennifer Lopez has a long history of being stank, and she's like-
Really?
and she's a famous Puerto Rican from the Bronx. And like, probably don't know too much about women from the Bronx. I'm mildly versed. There's some really good women there, but the idea of being famous from the Bronx and then She can't sing that well, so clearly there's like a misplaced ego because like she has crazy numbers and none of the talent that should go with those numbers. Yeah.
J-Lo's an asshole in real life. Damn, everybody just knows this.
Wow.
There you go.
Nah, J-Lo was nice.
Huh.
She talked to me and was nice.
It's a case
Well,
by case
you're
thing?
also a child.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Yeah,
these-
that's
these were
true.
like
No offense.
yeah.
You are much younger.
even yeah.
You've got like
Wait,
3
what
years
did you
left.
say? Like, what did you guys talk about?
You've got 3 or 4 years left
'Cause
of her
you
being
might-
nice to you.
Because, like, what if you came up to her, right, and you were like, hey, I really like your music. And she's like, oh, fan. You know what I mean? Whereas, like, the guy that got tipped is, like, clearly a Ben Affleck fan and not a J-Lo fan. So she was like,
How is it clearly? Just because he tipped him?
yeah, I would be more of a Ben Affleck fan if he gave me a tip.
I'm like,
and
damn,
she took
Justice
it
League
away.
wasn't that bad.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
This guy's pretty cool.
Wait, what did you think of the
Hey,
Snyder?
J-Lo.
What did
What? Oh, yeah, here. Why do you need it back?
Liam,
What?
Chris,
What?
I don't
What
know,
did you
Cra-
think of
Crane,
the
if you think
Snyder
I'm
Cut?
spending 4 hours watching anything.
You didn't watch it?
No,
Watch
nigga.
what?
You didn't break it up and watch it like a show?
No.
Oh,
You
Justice
just-
League?
Yeah,
You guys
Justice
talking about Justice League?
Yeah.
It was her chair.
Bless you, Chief.
She doesn't like people looking at her or speaking to her. Damn.
Well, Hamid must have just got past all that.
Well, he's also...
He's got charm.
Yeah, he's
kid's
got charm.
got
He's
game.
also a child, and she's probably going to be nicer to a child.
Maybe he walked up to her and started talking about Harrison Ford.
She was like, dude, you have no idea. I fucking love Harrison Ford. That's like J-Lo's one person that she's worried about meeting. Like her one
what was
star
her favorite Indiana Jones movie?
She's
And why
like,
is it
scene
3?
9. Scene 9 of Temple of Doom is pretty fucking choice. Considering she's from the Bronx and wasn't known until Rosie put her on the map. Charlie acts like I'm 12. I mean, you're 14. Look, when you're 25, you'll get it. It's this 12 to like 19 is the same.
I don't know. This is like Western 12. You know what I mean? Like Western 14 or whatever that is. Don't
Wasn't R.
they age
Kelly out
faster?
west?
R. Kelly?
What'd you say?
Where are you going with this?
No, because you're like, it's a Western 12. It's like, was R. Kelly out west?
Yeah, I was about to say that sounds a lot.
Trying to say he has a mature 12.
Maybe.
What
I
were
don't
you?
know.
What did you say?
I don't even remember. I said my mind
I'm
went blank.
16. Holy fuck! Yeah,
my
12 to
mind-
19, same thing.
My mind went blank after R. Kelly.
Oh my God, he was 14 when he started watching us.
Yeah, we've been on the air for like 3 years. It'll be 4 years this year. Are you excited, Charlie?
No,
We get to celebrate in September.
we're so old.
So close to 9/11.
What the fuck is Shirts
And
Off the
Amanda's
Rails?
birthday. Shirts Off the Rails is
it's this. It's
Is it the one where you're doing this but on the go? Like,
no, it's
No.
when we have a special guest.
yeah,
but
like Nick.
we wanted this to be shirts off instead of shirts off the rail.
Yeah.
Like it's one thing if it's a guest. It's another thing if it's Ali.
Yeah.
You or Michael. Like I don't think I would change the name of shirts off.
Michael's done one of these, hasn't he?
Yeah, he was on a shirts off podcast, not a shirts
Okay.
off the rails.
Yeah. Was he with us with Amanda?
Maybe.
I feel like there was 4 that time.
Nick is why we started shirts off
Yeah.
the rails. We
And
started
then
doing it when
I
Nick came
I
on.
texted him today.
Yeah?
And I was like, hey, how you doing?
Did he respond?
Yeah. And then he asked me, and I told him, and he never responded. So
I
you know.
understand.
So he
Probably
knows.
broke his spirit with how I'm doing.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm fucking running Food Line now. I'm pretty fucking.
And he was like, oh my God.
I just think there's a disconnect between what I'm capable of and what you think I'm capable of, and so that's the
See, but that's such a 16-year-old thing to say.
Yeah, I was about to say, the last thing you ever want to do when somebody, like, doubts you for your age is, like, try to prove them wrong. Like, not that it matters. We don't fucking matter. These guys suck.
yeah,
but
we're all lame.
hypothetically, like, moving forward, the minute somebody tries to, like, check you by anything, just don't give a shit. And, like, you win, like,
Yeah,
automatically.
there you
Hamid, I hold you above
But don't-
basically all 20-year-olds that I
Yeah.
know.
Don't
For real, I'm just saying that aesthetically, if J-Lo was nicer to you than she is to normal people, it's probably because noticeably you're still a like younger person.
What
And
did
she
you guys,
probably was just trying to be nicer. Because apparently, according to now multiple sources, she's an asshole. And you're probably in circles that like she's gonna be a little more friendly in. She's not. It probably doesn't feel like she's talking to a fan.
What did you guys talk about?
Okay, sure, I can agree with that. I can grow facial hair like crazy. Don't grow facial hair like him. That you'll look so bad.
I look good with my facial hair.
You have facial hair.
Women like it.
Woman.
Well, man,
Do you like it?
hey,
Whoa, man.
look at me and not Creighton. It's bad, right? She
Well, I've
laughed.
been betrayed.
Yep. Well, I mean, it's been said. No one's ever agreed with you
I have had people agree with me.
to be nice.
Who wants to just be nice to me?
That's the question of the fucking ages. I mean, she was watching WAPO? Is that a game? So we were talking about the
WAPO?
game and
Is
mechanics
WAPO a
and stuff.
sport?
Jennifer Garner and I talked about Chris Wall, the reporter who died in Qatar. Water polo.
Oh.
WAPO, water polo. He be playing all the sports. He be jumping out of helicopters to go skiing. Like,
Badass.
my man is a fucking
That sounds
stud. He does all
fancy.
kinds of cool shit.
That sounds really
Debates.
fancy.
He's very intelligent.
Yeah. He's probably more mature than us. Yeah.
Definitely more mature than you. I'd say me and him are probably even.
I don't know. I think I'm like the most. I'm the mature heart of this podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That makes
Without
sense.
us, our maturity just goes. Our maturity ratio just shoots down.
I want to study this look because this look is just everything I try to aim at you that you never catch. This look that Aleem was giving a second ago of the response to what you were saying on his face was just chef's kiss. It's exactly.
I think that like I'm misunderstood.
I laughed. That was funny. Okay, guys, bitches be in my phone. I'm out. Later, Hamid.
Is it J-Lo?
It's probably J-Lo. Man, I can't believe you're inhaling that cigar.
Yeah, I told you I have a problem. Like,
Yeah, that's
I
not
don't-
good.
I don't smoke these.
I thought I was watching him.
You're gonna
like through
you
the
might feel
camera.
real sick in a minute.
I was
Okay,
watching him through
okay.
the camera. I was like, I don't think that's how Charlie told me to smoke those.
No, don't. He's granted Aleem's versed in smoking things and music. And
Well, as long as he likes it. Who are we
yeah,
to
I mean,
judge?
as long if he doesn't get sick, fuck it. I
Well,
mean,
no, I smoke to make my heart beat faster. I got problems. I'm not smoking this for fun.
I could have given you a
What?
coffee.
No.
Do you want to go for a run?
No.
You can run and smoke the cigar.
You hear yourself when you talk? Like, you don't got a filter or anything. You don't got,
Sometimes it goes. in
That
and
is
out.
some fucking like general in the military in Afghanistan during a firefight shit. Like just running with the fucking cigar, fucking doing the fucking Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder where he's running pistol behind the back shooting.
Yeah.
Fucking,
We just need to give you like 200 pounds of equipment to wear while you do that, and then you're good. Your heart will be racing.
here's your cigar. Have fun on your run.
Kind of shoot over your head.
Johnson, where the fuck's my cigar? Sorry, sir. Now light the end of it. Shoots a machine gun up in the air and holds it above. Lights it.
Have you ever seen Watchmen, Liam?
the movie or the show.
The movie.
Yes.
Have you ever seen Watchmen, Charlie?
Yes. The movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what that made me think of is like that scene where they're in Vietnam and he lights his cigar with the flamethrower, and then just.
Proceeds to be
Yes.
an evil piece of shit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That fucking movie.
It's a thinker.
It's a crazy one. I heard the show was horrible.
Yeah, it's bad.
Dr.
You watch
Manhattan.
it?
I haven't watched it. I have watched Chris watch it.
Okay.
Dr.
Black
Manhattan's
Jesus,
one
Chris?
of the
Yeah.
Okay.
best
He's my
characters.
filter. I won't watch Titans because
In the
of-
show?
Well, in the show and just period, he's really cool.
Yeah.
He's a compelling character.
Oh, in the show, or you mean it?
I already said.
I'm
both.
sorry. I was
In the movie,
Hey, what are those things on your head?
headphones.
Oh, okay, I thought so.
For some reason, you're quieter.
Oh, okay, my bad. Here we
That's
go.
horseshit.
Oh, there we go. There we fucking go. Matter
now,
of fact,
now the truth comes out.
you can hear me right here, bitch. I'll be damned.
It's hard to hear you when I can't.
You
see
silly goose, trying to blame things. I
No,
hear
no,
him, and
no,
he's just plugged into the same
I-
goddamn auxiliary.
I agree with Liam. Like, I think he's a more. I think he's probably the most compelling character. One of the most compelling
only-
characters in literature.
The only character in the movie, at least to me, that is even sort of as compelling as the comedian. Rorschach's great, but the
Yeah.
comedian's
Well, so- no, no, no.
ideologies.
There-
Well, his ideology and how he makes things make sense to Dr. Manhattan, where he's like, well, I guess I kind of fucking get it. Like
Yeah.
when he says certain things. Same with
Well, see, the thing is,
bad guy.
he's a foil
Ozymandias.
in a lot of
Yeah, he has
ways
a
for
weird-ass
Dr.
name.
Manhattan, because he's like he represents the worst of humanity, right? And he's like this thinker of like, well, why the fuck should I keep saving people? You know what I mean? If,
Yeah.
like people are, just
and it
like
works
this.
in the context of that situation.
You should really read the graphic novel because it breaks down a lot. It breaks down everybody so much better.
Yeah.
Because the movie only has so much time.
Yeah.
You know? So you get like a limited time with Rorschach, a limited time with Dr. Manhattan, limited time with what's her face? The Spectre. Is Spectre something? Silk Spectre.
Gadget.
I think Silk Spectre. Yeah.
Those are different names.
But no, she like the movie really botches her character. I feel like.
She
Is
a
that the
soft
one
ghost.
that owl guy fucks on the spaceship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, that
Yeah.
shit's funny as fuck.
It is.
Yeah.
Have you seen the extended cut?
No.
That scene is 20 minutes long.
Is
in the
it?
extended cut? Yeah, and it's effectively porn.
I thought it was.
they
just,
don't like show insertion, but that scene lasts forever.
I
in
thought
the
it was
extended
just
cut.
the length of that Halloween.
They like take a
Hallelujah
smoke
song.
break in the middle and have like a fucking dialogue. Like it's not literally, but it's basically it's crazy. That movie's long. There's like a long fucking
Yeah.
extended.
The director's
edition.
cut's really good, but it's still not enough to fill up like all the
Yeah.
stuff that you miss from the novel.
Well, there's not a single thing that is great.
Yeah, that's true.
They really
I
should
think the
have.
show could knock you out the park.
They really should have
Like
with
the
the
show's
show
just a
just
book?
retold the story. Like just
Yeah.
said fucking.
What's the show supposed to be?
The
show's
show's
a
like years later.
continuation, Yeah.
Well, you're not supposed to continue no shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the book and the
Well-
movie end so perfectly.
Yeah, yeah,
That
exactly.
it's like, you know,
Well, in the movie, you know how the fucking paper gets Rorschach's journal?
Yeah.
There's basically a cult that has developed based on what Rorschach said in his journal,
and they're racist.
and they're really racist.
Wow.
They misconstrued quite a lot of what Rorschach was trying to say.
Yeah.
According
Well, I don't
from
know.
what I've seen,
Rorschach was a little racist.
he was a little crazy. I don't know if he was racist.
Hmm.
Was he racist?
I mean, he
I've
says
seen the movie since I was 12.
he says not in the movie, but in the book he says some out there shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
okay.
in the book he's a little different. He doesn't say like straight up I don't like this person or I don't like this group, but it's very insinuated, if that makes sense.
Okay. Well, that changes
In the
my
movie,
opinion.
in the movie,
Or
they
perspective.
made him a lot better.
Yeah.
Like a
The
lot.
guy who plays him in the movie is fucking
It-
awesome.
They do that with a lot of Alan Moore's work though. Like V for Vendetta in the book,
Dude.
you're not sure if V is a good guy or a bad guy.
Yeah.
You just know he's like fucking crazy as shit. And in the movie it's very clear he's the good guy.
It's easier to
Well,
to
clearer.
to rally.
Well, yeah.
It's easier to rally fans behind like a hero. I feel like because even believe it or not, a good example of this is Dragon Ball Z. So like in Dragon Ball Z, like Goku isn't like a hero, believe it or not. Like in the manga and stuff, the
Yeah.
premise of Goku fighting everybody has a lot less to do with saving the world and so much more to do with like he's like, well, you're doing bad shit. I really want to fight. Like it's a
He wants to be strong, as
Yeah,
strong as he can be.
exactly like he fights the bad guy because the bad guy is the strongest threat around, and that's what he's looking for in the first place.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, you guys probably aren't too familiar with this, but like in the Funimation dub when he goes Super Saiyan the first time, he gives this fucking Clark Kent ass speech. Like he's like, in the universe when they're crying out and I'm the voice that answers and I save the day and I'm the chirping dying bird's mama worm, just like some fucking big American ass shit to say. But in the manga,
He's like, time to fuck shit
no,
up.
yeah, in the manga, he's like, damn, you said 5 minutes, nigga, was good. That shit's not. And the manga, he's like, damn, bitch, bang out. Like, I thought you had something for me. It ain't shit. He fucking that boy freeze up, boy. But yeah, like, I think that to make media more popular when it gets, like,
Americanized?
adapted. But yeah, Americanized as well. But even the Japanese anime is notorious for this. Like, it's about taking, I guess, literature for lack of better words. But like whenever you take like a paper medium and you turn it into something, I feel like it's easier to rally new fans behind it if the character is like more likable. And typically, you're more likable if you're clearly the good guy, or at least
Yeah.
clearly cut more towards the good guy.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what makes Breaking Bad interesting because it's kind of a deconstruction of that idea. You know what I mean? Because you see Walter White start out as kind of like somebody like, okay, I get this dude. Like, I understand
Mm-hmm.
why he's doing what he's doing. You're kind of rooting for him in that. And then it's like just this slow downhill slope of like, okay, well, how far are you willing to go to support this guy?
Oh yeah. How far were you willing to go, Carter?
Because it doesn't start out with him like, you
Ask
know,
you a
fucking how far am I willing to go?
Yeah.
I think I can sympathize with everything up until season 4.
Have you seen Breaking Bad?
No.
So yeah. Okay.
Oh, you've got no measuring stick. You're just asking questions. But you
got
know what
no-
I'm saying.
Yeah, I know
Okay,
exactly.
first of all, bitch, I know you ain't talking about measuring sticks, all right?
You can't do math.
Yeah, you be out here trying to ask questions.
First of all, they're called
I
rulers.
almost for real fucking kicked you in the dick as hard as I could when you would not back up while we were doing those cabinets.
I was just
I was
looking.
so angry.
The
You were
angles
not
all
stopping.
wrong.
I'm so glad you're not helping.
Yes.
I wonder how far they
Is
got.
that a new guitar?
It's my dad's.
Oh, okay.
Can you
I
play
like it.
guitar?
A little. I can play the ukulele a lot better.
Oh, okay. I'll just fuck Brian then. Shit.
Oh, him. Yeah, he can play.
Yeah, I
he's
didn't ask about
he's decent. I thought you said, can you play guitar?
No, I said Brian.
Yeah, he can play. He can play. Like he's not amazing, but he can play a few certain songs. And then he can
if he did
strum a little.
karaoke, people would like clap.
Maybe.
Oh.
He's not like a pro or anything. He doesn't play it
Does
enough.
he sing better than he plays guitar?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, there you
For
go.
sure.
He could just sing and pretend to play. You know?
Yeah, you just hold the guitar.
Well,
move
that's
his
the
fingers.
thing, right? Like people have speakers hooked up and play like songs, but then sing along with the song and pretend like they're playing. It's like lip syncing, but with instruments. I don't know. You're a music person. You would know, right?
A music person.
You do music. You do sounds.
You hit stuff on things, right?
Yeah.
It makes the
Which is
noises.
funny because I don't. I no instrumentation, all vocals. I couldn't make it. I probably could make a beat, but probably not.
Can you play bongos?
Huh?
Can you play bongos?
Is this racial?
No.
No.
Actually, it was more related to a band that's, I think, all white people.
So it's about appropriating.
I don't know about that either.
Where they get
Keep your eye tuned. You'll set up into this corner.
where they get those bongos.
I guess from a music store.
Oh, okay.
What culture did that? Do you even know where bongos are from?
No, I didn't even know that was a thing. Is that cultural appropriation? I just thought music instrument.
Nah, it's like mad African.
Is it for real? Shit. Well, it seems I have written myself into a corner.
Yeah, that's why you like.
I love how he notices. He's like, they are for real. Shit, I've lost.
You play the bongos?
I just like the way they sound.
No, they're badass. I'm not one of those. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're up there fucking chanting African psalms and whatnot, I'll be a little like,
What the fuck is going on?
a little weird.
Are
You ever heard?
Hey, Alim, do you enjoy throat singing? Have you ever put a bone between your nose? Just
Oh
a bunch
my
of
God.
horrifying shit.
Awful question.
And he has no idea what any of it means.
Man.
Could you imagine?
Fucking.
When are you putting music out, man? What's your next stuff? When can I make a new opening intro video for the podcast?
You've
You've been hyping it up later. Well, no, he's been mentioning it.
I've seen it on Facebook, but I haven't like brought it up to him because I don't want to put him on the spot. Maybe he's not ready.
Well, I've been doing it for 5 years, so I'm used to doing this.
Man.
like I remember at one point you said you had a bunch of stuff kind of shelved that you
Yeah,
would just.
shitload of stuff is like shelved, like a
Yeah.
lot of stuff, like the fucking
Are there things that have been getting refined?
Yeah. I've gone back and like there's a couple times where like I tell people this, like, so when you write, especially like if you notice most rappers, the popular way to rap is multisyllabic. So like, and that's most songwriting these days. Like anybody can rhyme, and I always use this really simple example, but like you could say like cat and hat, or you could say like baseball bat face off flat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything you say is all cap, like shit like that. So that works a lot better. So a lot of the time when I'm writing, the syllables are really important. But a good example, if you listen to Eminem over the last couple years at all, Eminem's a prime example of like when your technique is much higher than like your meaning, right? So like Eminem's not saying shit anymore. He's just like impressively stringing words together. And it is impressive, but what's really impressive is the ability to string words together at a high technique while also maintaining like a message, a subject,
Yeah.
something that like gets people moving, something that compels somebody to listen. So like I'll go back and stuff and I'll be like, okay, so this worked syllable wise, like technique wise, this was impressive, but like what am I really saying here? Or am I saying something here, but is this a bit too aggressive? This is a little too heavy on the ear for me to say, you know what I mean? Like I said
You want a persuasive argument with what you're saying. Like you want to be saying something, not just literally saying something.
exactly.
You want there to be substance to what you're
substance
saying.
to it, exactly. Or like there'll be times where like substance, line to string it together.
Yeah.
Substance, line to string it together.
And you want those lines stringing it together to also be
Yeah,
substance.
I never like if you were to play any line out of a song I make, I want any line to be able to catch somebody. Like I want you to be like, yeah, this is like the second line in the second verse, and this shit's hard, or it's the fucking final line in the first verse, or it's the third line in the
Perfectionist.
third. Yeah, it's not
Sort
even,
of.
Yeah, to an extent. It's not even like about it being perfect. It just
You want
means-
everything to be polished.
Yeah, I want it. When I listen to it, I want to like it. Like if I listen to something and I don't like it, then like it's kind of hard to give a fuck if anybody else likes it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but soon.
You want to be proud of what you do.
Yeah, very soon. Like if you pay attention to my SoundCloud, I'll probably throw shit up there first because that's a little less like constructed. Like
I do. I refresh it every 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. All right. Well, in another 2 or 3 days, I'll try to make sure there's something there for you.
He's just gonna put like a sound bite on there, like "fuck you, Charlie."
The Charlie song. But yeah, man, I'm getting too. I'm getting older. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying like time is running out at all, but at the same time, it's like
it's keeping on moving.
yeah, this works a lot better at like 26, 27 and handsome than 36 and bald. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna have my hair.
You're gonna be
forever.
bald in
20
10 years.
Probably. I don't fucking know. I hope.
Where
This
you
is
gonna
a
be-
lot
that's
better
gonna be a
at
stressful
26
10
and
years.
handsome.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I still got like charm to me. And
You'll
stuff.
always be handsome, Ollie.
Well-
yeah.
Well, I
You've
think-
got the face of an ageless man.
I think about it like this: life is long. It's the longest thing you ever experience. Like, look at Leslie. What's his name?
So
Leslie
annoyingly
Nielsen.
accurate.
No, but Leslie Nielsen didn't even get famous, like the guy from Airplane and all that stuff,
yeah.
till he was like in his late 50s,
Morgan Freeman.
early 60s.
Morgan Freeman was 50 when he was in his first film.
And now look at him.
I don't want to speak these things because I have no desire to be anything past my 20s and like catch it. Like, once I'm like in my 30s and I'm established, like, I'll make music until like I don't feel like it. But like, I don't give a fuck about Morgan Freeman making it at 50. Dude, if it takes till 50 to do something,
No.
I fucked up.
I'm just saying, like, you can always.
Oh yeah,
There's no drop-off point for what you're capable of, is what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
No
for
one
sure.
knows about Morgan Freeman before he was 50. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Morgan Freeman's a legend
Yeah,
in
yeah,
movies, and everything was post 50.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So like, you could pop off at 42 and just fucking be
Yeah.
the biggest thing ever.
But the whole idea is I don't want to be 42
I
and
get
popping
it.
off. Like, I still want to be like youthful.
Right.
I think I'm at a good age too, because I'm not gonna hold you. Like, as bad as I've been with like money and like drugs and women and habits over the last couple of years, God forbid something would have took off and I was in a younger dog. Like, I would have
Yeah.
been fucked. Like, I would have killed myself.
I think that's
Well,
like,
maybe-
I, that's,
maybe
I
it's
think
like
that's
one of
why
those
that
things,
happens
like
to a
you-
lot of guys.
Like the universe is waiting for you to be ready. You know what I mean? To be able to handle it. You never know. I'm just
No,
saying. Like,
no,
I don't know what you believe.
That's the first thing you said that has like merit. I'm not. The face you're saying is utter shock that you said something. Like, what you're going to.
I'm just saying.
no, I
you never,
agree.
you never know,
I
because
agree.
like, and I don't know what you believe. Me personally. I mean, like, you know, I mean, Charlie knows I'm a Christian. I believe in God and stuff.
Yeah.
But not everybody believes that kind of stuff.
No, I don't.
so.
I don't.
How's that
What
thing
do you
taste?
believe, or
So-
do you not believe? Or do you
No,
not
no,
want
no.
to talk about it?
No,
'Cause
no, I
it's
don't.
cool.
No, I have no issue. speaking about
Religion
theology.
and
Yeah.
politics.
Being
Let's get
fr-
into it.
Being from the north and then coming down here to the Bible Belt and standing on like my beliefs and stuff, like, there's nothing that could be awkward about theology. So the way that I believe is that, like, a couple things. One, I don't know for sure, right? And I think that like us trying to play like we know is like interesting. I don't think that like there's any scriptures across all the major faiths that like have an accurate depiction of what happened. Also, there's like these great cataclysmic events that you find in multiple branches of faith. You know what I mean? The Quran, the Torah. The Torah is the first part of the
The
Bible.
Epic of Gilgamesh.
The Bible, the Quran, and the Torah all talk about Jesus, but like in the Islamic faith, Jesus was just a prophet. Like, he wasn't like God's son, and the main prophet's Muhammad and all that. So it's just like, wow, like, who's this guy's right, or this guy's right, or that guy's right, and then all
Or
these,
they're all trying to tell the same story.
Yeah,
and
this
it
guy-
was like 6 different guys told it different. Wrong.
exactly. It's like a game of telephone. And then on top of that, like the whole like Great Flood thing, like there's faiths that predate Christianity that also
The
mention-
Epic of Gilgamesh is the
Okay,
first one.
that's
That's where
cool.
it comes from.
There you
Noah.
go. You know what I
Well,
mean?
it was someone else in Noah. but
Exactly,
in-
the
in
whole
epic.
premise, and then that makes you double down. So okay, it's not impossible that this happened, and multiple people have records of it, but it's also likely that this is a big parable. It's a big story. It's a big
Yeah.
like, if you had to fucking from scratch it, it would fucking suck. Maybe listen to
Yeah.
God the first time.
Or instead of the world flooding, it was like the place where all the people flooded.
Do you remember that when they thought that they found the ark in the Turkish mountains?
Yeah, that was silly. It was a piece of wood.
But so like when
They
it
felt
comes
like a plank.
when it comes to all that, then I also think that like whatever put us here, like whatever is greater than us, is incomprehensible. Like, I don't think that like I don't think that greater being would leave a book and be like, hey man, follow this book. You don't follow this book, like, fuck you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then like religion itself, right? The interpretation of religion across multiple individuals, different groups, different individual people, fucking societies, all that shit. There's been a lot more like negative outcome than there's been positive outcome. You know, one of my favorite Family Guy jokes is they go to a dimension where the Crusades never happened, and hypothetically they're like 1,000 years advanced as far as like science and stuff goes, and that's because like when niggas weren't murdering each other for saying like, nah, I don't think that big ball of fire is like God's work. I think that might be this. Or,
Everyone was like, 1 + 1 = 2, guys.
yeah, and they're like, nah, it equals Jesus, and then cut the fucking head off. And stuff,
Exactly.
Right?
Instead,
So like,
everyone agreed, like, oh, math. Makes
exactly.
sense.
And then again, people believed in something greater long before. So like Christianity showed up and knocked all that shit out the water.
Yeah.
Even the way it's told, you read the book, and the book, it doesn't outright denounce other things, but it's kind of like, hey, look at me, I'm the best one. Almost like it's in competition to take the attention away from other things and that's what I look at religion as typically, is like a big game of like attention. I think that if you follow the fundamentals of most religions, you'll be all right. You know, my brother's a Christian. My brother's like a really big Christian. You know what I mean? This is my brother. My brother I done smoked with. My brother I done kicked it with. My brother who's known my faith throughout time and all that kind of stuff, my ups and downs, my fluctuations. And, you know what I mean? Even with him, you know what I mean? Like, I respect it. I don't got nothing against it. When I was younger, originally I was an atheist. Like, I was 12. But I became an atheist. And my bad for talking a lot, but I'm going to talk a lot. I became
podcast, Aleem.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did.
that's what you're supposed to do.
I became.
If you're not talking, you're not doing it right.
Shut up, crazy. I became an atheist when I was 12 because boo-hoo, like life was rough, right? So I was real simple for me. I was like, God wouldn't put me through all this. I don't deserve this. Woo-hoo. I didn't get shit for Christmas. Blah, 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 right?
Fuck
But
you,
then,
Jesus.
Yeah, so
like
then
I'm angry.
I get a little bit older, though, and I start looking at the world around me, right? And the big thing I always tell people for a while, like, I know there's God, is sex. I know that's crazy, but, like, sex as a design is too ideal across the board for it not to be, like, handcrafted. Like, I got a wee-wee. You got a goddamn coochie, my goddamn. When you start making me like feel you like that, I naturally stand up for you. They go together. All that is like, okay, yeah. So, you know what I mean? But I'm also not opposed to evolution. And I often think that like science is just a cold hard explanation for spirituality. Because like if you don't think the Earth being this far from the sun, and the sun being why I look like this, and my hair does this, and the sun being why you guys look like that, and so forth. Like if that's not fucking magical, then what is?
Yeah.
But then you have people that are like, well, just because you can break it down to a big ball of plasma and helium, that's not godlike. And it's like, well, I don't think that's the case either. So all in all, I think the world is too magnificent for it not to have been like handcrafted by something. But I don't think that something would have enough ego to condemn you for an eternity because you had an issue with how that information was presented. Or like in my case, I can like, you can show me passages from the Bible. I can talk about the Bible. The Bible, it feels a lot like somebody's like right around the corner kind of looking at you, like peeping on you. It feels like, don't do this thing that you really want to do. Don't do this thing that comes natural. You know what I'm saying? And then a bunch of people use it to be homophobic. Obviously, I'm not homophobic. You know what I'm saying? My mother has a wife. My grandmas are gay. A lot of gay people in my family love gays, right? And when you start breaking down into that translation, I think it's in Leviticus. It says, the way it gets translated is like male shall not lay with male, but the way it was supposed to be translated is man will not lay with a boy, right?
Yeah.
So it's denouncing pedophilia,
Yeah.
not homos, right?
Yeah.
But then you have priests and Catholic, not just Catholics, but a lot of people got some fucked up stories about growing up in the church, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, fuck the gays, fuck the gays, fuck the gays. You know what I'm saying? It's like so many examples of straw man arguments or scapegoats, deflection. And all of that you can find across the faiths too. So when you boil all that down, man, for me, it's just like, that's not worth putting that's not a bucket I'm putting no water in. And then in closing, because it's been a long talk about God
religion.
and the like.
This is your TED Talk.
Yeah. In closing, I don't think all that shit fucking matters. Because
I believe in Awa from Avatar. I believe all of our, for real though, like genuinely, I believe our energy is what, whether we are conscious of it or not after we're dead, our energy moves around. Like if I die, I feel like my energy, anyone's energy, energy in living things passes to something else. If I pluck a flower out of the ground and throw it into a bonfire, that energy is in that fire. Mm-hmm. That fire spreads the ashes go back in the dirt. Boom, look at that flower come back up. You know what I mean?
And then we have people like challenge stuff like that where energy is stuff like, you ever had somebody piss you the fuck off? Like, you can't tell me that's not, like, literally, they did not physically fucking touch you, but your entire being, everything that you define as energy has been shifted by another person, and they did not touch you. You know what I mean?
Or you can feel somebody's vibe.
Yeah, that one, too, when you really get into it. Or, like, at that post-life, right? You talk about, like, your energy being here. I agree, because God forbid I were to pass away. Maybe you tell a story about me to somebody, and that story inspires them. That's my energy. That story makes them laugh. That's my energy. When people are sad that I'm gone, that's my energy. Like, that's my remnant. That's what's, like, behind, you know? But, yeah, man, I know that was a lot, but, like, I'll never go through all that again with you, but that's the greatest summary I can give you for, like, how I am, like, spiritually and why I don't, like, fuck with religion. But
will you go over it again with my kid? one day.
Yeah, sure. Like 18 to fucking. Well, not 18 to fucking.
No, I want you to tell them when they're 6.
Okay, cool. So in the next
Sit them
decade,
down, be
Yeah.
like,
in the next decade or so, I got
Uncle
you.
Alim's here to tell you about religion, kiddo.
You know what I mean? But I don't think that like it's an outright bad thing. I think like anything, like a gun isn't fundamentally a bad thing. A gun shot at somebody is when it becomes a bad thing. I think the same thing about these books. Like once you start using them for malpractice, that's where the issue is. But then if you read the fucking book, you wouldn't be using it for malpractice. Because one thing the fucking book says, it's Christian because Jesus Christ, he was a good guy. He ain't give a fuck what nobody was doing. He was like, hey, be good, be better. But like he hung out with whores, peasants, all types of folks. You know what I mean? And
He was kind of a rock star, kind of a punk.
yeah, he's
Punk,
badass,
very punk rock.
badass. You know what I mean? But then you have like a congregation full of people like talking shit about somebody because they think they're gay, or talking shit about somebody because they have premarital. All
Gotta
types
love
of,
the gays,
Gotta
says
love-
Bumper.
gotta love the fucking gays. Man. You know what I mean? So
Love gazing out windows.
that's that. What about you, Creighton? What has led you to your faith?
I really like wine
no,
with
no,
my
no.
bread.
Those crackers are
Well,
just to die for.
it's always been in my
I
life.
love eating Jesus. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry.
No, it's always been in my life.
Yeah.
Ever since like as far back as I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
I don't fully agree with. I mean, I agree with you. I don't fully agree with like everything the church preaches and says.
Yeah.
The thing that really kind of woke me up to that is I probably was about like 16, 17, and you start to like look back and understand like kind of where we're at with modern religion came from and how like Christianity's kind of split off into all these different denominations.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think about it, it's like its own mini version of what religion is worldwide. It's just all these different versions of kind of like the same thing,
Yeah.
but just different perspectives.
Fuck yeah.
And so I was like, well, all these can't be teaching hate. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of it, especially in the area that we're in, does teach a lot of that hate. Because you don't wake up and like think, oh, this is like seeing a man kiss another man or a woman kiss another woman. You don't wake up and think, oh, I don't like that. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Or not. You have to kind of be taught that. Like, and at first you'd be
Yeah.
like, that's weird because
it's
like,
different because it's not the norm. that you're
or
used to.
Exactly.
but I would say that you would think it's weird because maybe you've never seen anybody kiss before. Because I remember, like, I mean, I don't know, but the very first thing any kid sees when he sees a girl and a boy kiss or any kissing in general is like, ew.
Yeah, when
You
you're a
know what
little
I mean?
kid, you think it's weird.
Yeah, you think it's weird. So I think that part of it can come from there. But I think what modern religion is lacking is understanding. And they wonder, like, they preach a lot about in church now is like, well, we can't get our numbers up and we can't get our numbers up. Well, like,
Capitals.
Yeah,
Well,
for real.
well,
Can't
why do
get
you
our
think that
numbers up.
is? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you're
'cause you're teaching some
you're
dumb shit now.
teaching hate in a time where hate
People
isn't a
want to
popular
love.
idea. Yeah, you know. I mean, it's been getting there for a long time, but especially here now. And then now you have these mega churches that want to welcome everybody in, and I don't fully support that either because I feel like some of those are scams, and they just want to make people feel good and take their money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think, but the Bible even says like your body is the temple. Doesn't
Mhm.
matter if you worship in a cardboard box or $1 million building. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's not about
multi-million.
I'd also argue the cardboard box is probably more fundamental than the $1 million bill.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like you're praying, you're talking with God. It's supposed to be with you and God, not with you in the
People
building
kiss?
or with you and the person next to you. It's about your relationship in here and in here, and with the world. To me, that it means with the world around you as well.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I feel God when I laugh. I feel God when I cry.
Mhm.
I feel God when I love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not just like feeling from in here, it's a feeling all around you. You know what I mean? In a way, it the closest thing that I feel like describes how I feel about God is
force.
like the force. Exactly.
When I tell you I know people,
I mean,
But
yeah,
I mean,
that's
like
accurate.
it really does feel like that to me because it's not just like, or it's around you. You know?
Yeah.
To me,
It's a feeling. For me, it's
and-
just a feeling. For
and
me,
you-
it's like I get like there's a thing out there that none of us understand that doesn't like that science isn't ever going to have a direct answer for, that nothing's ever, we're not going to be able to define whatever it is, but there's a feeling out there. There's that feeling when you think of a friend you haven't seen in literally 3 years and then they fucking text you 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
There's a web like a cosmic conscious web that's connecting all of us.
I think.
Because that stuff. I mean,
that was me
yeah.
and Michael's first argument.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
first time we ever argued, I told him that I believe that and that I believe I have an effect on the world around me and my.
yeah, I think we
Yeah.
all do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Michael and another dude I don't fuck with anymore, bitch ass nigga. Both of them called me stupid, right? And this is funny enough. This is actually like one of
I
my.
can't believe you said that to him.
It's
Craig.
one of
That's
my
crazy.
one of my initial like interpretations of Michael, because I was just like, all right, like I respect you guys' perspective, but like you guys aren't respecting mine. And then somebody else there was like, well, you guys don't have to like agree with him, but you have to respect his opinion. And Michael was like, no, I don't have to respect his opinion. Right?
Damn.
But-
He ripped that shit from Patton Oswalt.
But what's even funnier about it is, one, throughout the years, I would show Michael this firsthand. I'd be like, okay, you remember what I was talking about earlier? He was like, yeah. I said, what's this? And I would show him small
That
examples
bump.
of it. Yeah.
The
And
Aleem bump.
Yeah,
if
the
you will.
Alim bump.
What the hell are you talking about?
No, he's saying that's what your effect is. It's the bump, the
it's
Alim
like
bump.
it's the ripple, right?
Oh.
So the bump is in like someone will have there'll be the Joe Rogan bump. So Joe Rogan will have a guy on his podcast, and that guy will get famous just because he was on the podcast. Like his
Yeah.
numbers will go up.
Yeah.
They call that the Joe Rogan bump. Alim has the Alim bump. Like a thing happened because
Yeah.
Oh,
you
okay,
remembered it, and
Yeah.
it's like you're showing the Alim evidence.
Okay, word.
Yeah.
And
It's your effect.
I said,
Yeah, the
I-
cause and effect.
I was like,
of
show
Alim.
him something, or like that thing I talked about. He said I lean bump. I was like, you thought I was like pulling my pants down?
No,
Like,
no, no.
But how would
Wait,
you
what?
identify this right here? You
No,
know what
not.
I mean? That's- when he said I lean
If I've
bump,
learned anything in the last 18 seconds, is that Alim has a bump, and
No,
he's upset that we know.
How big is it?
come on, bro.
Is it a boil or is it like a wart?
Is it flat or is
God.
it like actually like kind of 3-dimensional?
Did a frog pee on your finger?
Oh man,
Is it a wart?
He
You
already
wanna
made that
talk
joke.
about it?
Anyways, man. And we had that discussion or whatever, and then I would go on to like show him examples. And then another reason me and Michael, funny enough, are friends, or I feel like we're friends, is because like, you know, Michael's a pretty smart guy. You know what I'm saying? And he knows he's smart. He considers himself smart. Well, Michael said something and he was absolutely fucking wrong. And I don't remember what it was, but he was wrong. And I knew he was wrong because like my ball game is words. Like that's like what I do. You know what I'm saying? So like I know a little bit more about words than the average person because it's part of my obsession.
Yeah,
hobby.
you have two things you do when you're having an argument with Alim. If he goes, well, he's like he
He's
heard all the
analyzing
words.
What you're saying.
Yeah, he's analyzing the whole time. But if he goes, well, it's because he's like, your argument technically makes sense in one direction, but it could go here. And if he goes, then you're fucked because Alim's smarter than you are, and Alim heard what you said, and he knows what you said, and you are fucking wrong. If he does the like diagonal head nod, you're fucked. It's over. If you see lips and no teeth, you're fucked because he's ready to fuck you up.
Lips and no teeth.
That's how it works.
Oh shit, me. But I told him he was wrong. He didn't believe it. He looked it up. He was wrong, and he was like, "Well, damn." And I was like, "Yeah." And like, I shit you not, from that day forward, like we progressively like became closer. And I'm pretty sure a lot of it was predicated on like he was like, "Oh, this guy's smart too." And it was like, you used
Yeah.
you used the word wrong.
The day you accept that you can be wrong and like realize you're wrong about something and like try to figure out why, it's like the rest of your life begins because
So
people
much
stop
better.
hating you for being the guy who doesn't like. Because I was the guy for so long who was I couldn't be wrong,
No, I
You
literally,
and I hated that
yeah,
shit.
No,
I had
I was
no
literally,
idea.
I was talking to somebody about you. Ed.
You too, buddy.
I
Yeah,
don't know
no,
what you're
I agree.
talking
It's
about.
it's super, and it's not an easy thing. It's a pride thing, ego thing.
Yeah.
It makes you uncomfortable to be wrong. It's embarrassing, but at the end of the day, like you'll learn more, and like your soul feels better. Like your energy is a lot more preserved when you can accept you're wrong. Because one, you'll seek the answers you don't have, so that's going to be more fulfilling.
And you
then-
grow because
Yeah.
now you learn the truth.
Yeah, and then there's a little perspective on yourself. Like, damn, I was wrong. Okay, I can eat that.
If
And
you
then
say a thing that's
grow.
wrong, but you try to prove that it's right, and you never give in, you gain no ground, and you're stuck like in that argument forever.
Mm-hmm.
And once you accept you're wrong, and you like now you go forward with the proper information, you can move to the next fucking thing. You can check that thing off the list. Now you're good. It's time to keep going. Creighton hasn't learned that yet.
Huh?
What?
What?
Anyway.
I'm never wrong.
No, I'm never wrong.
You know what? I've been thinking about this whole time, and
Yep.
like, not that what you were talking about wasn't important, but I just was still on the church thing.
You got it.
No. I was still in the church
We're
thing.
still in that vein.
Well, yeah,
You're not
but
changing the
well,
subject
okay,
much.
okay. I didn't want you to feel like I was trying to undermine what you were saying,
I
but
don't feel like that at all.
okay, good. The church thing I was thinking about, I was like, it really is just religion's way of trying to explore history but like the history of religion, if you think about it.
The history of what's right and wrong. Like most
Yeah.
religion is like, here's what happened, and here's why.
But I think,
Here's the right way
I-
to do it. Here's the right thing to go by.
but I think that's where we go wrong at it with
Giving
it.
them a name is the problem. Giving the deity part is the most religion is like a checks and balances list of what is right and wrong. Most of the
Right.
time it's a, fucking get married, don't have sex before you're married. It's fucking, you can break it down to
Don't
population
lie,
control.
Don't sin, don't cheat.
You can break it down to population control, keeping order in society, and like why you eat certain foods and don't eat others. Like you
Yeah.
can break it down into 8 or 9 categories that are all effectively like, here's how to live a good life and last a long time and not have war and not have too many people. Like but we decide that, God did it or Allah did it or they're the people who put us all here, when in reality, whether we know that or not is to be figured out. But if we just listen to the stories and the themes and figure out what they're trying to tell us from a day-to-day perspective of how to keep going, most religions, not all, have pretty much a good idea of how to go about life and society and not
Yeah.
fuck everything up. As long as you aren't gay, sadly, is most of them.
See,
along with other
But
similarly
that's where,
dumb
that's where
ideas.
I feel like in a way religion goes wrong. Like, yes, those things are important, but you hammer it in so hard that you kind of forget the importance of the story. Like, it's not just about like the way you should live your life. It's about like looking around and being able to appreciate the beauty around you. You know what I mean? I feel like, in a way, because you think about stories like the Ark or stories like David and Goliath. Like, it's not just about like this is how you should live.
Yeah, especially when like one of them was about a fucking massive boat and the other one's fighting a giant. Like,
Yeah,
these aren't real life scenarios. But,
Exactly.
But go on, I'm listening.
Well, no, but what I mean by that is like I feel like we go wrong trying, like Charlie said, trying to put a label on it and trying to look at it as like these are stories from the past.
Mm-hmm.
I and me and Charlie talked about this before, but I don't. And this is gonna sound really weird, but I don't think time is like linear, if that makes sense. I think it's all. I think it's because time's a man-made construct. If you understand it as linear, like cause and effect, like sure that works on a small scale, but like if you think about the way that, like I think time works more like a pond, if that makes sense. Like you put a drop in it and it ripples and it affects everything. You know what I mean? Because we were talking about this the other day with like the theory. There's kind of like 2 theories about ghosts. Like yes, there's the spirit element of it, but there's another theory that's like
it's an echo.
It's
almost.
an echo of energy from a past event.
Yeah.
That like effectively like stains an area, if you want to think about it like that, or is that ripple effect? And I think if you looked at stories in the Bible in that kind of way, like it's not just as something that happened a long time ago and this is why we're writing about it, but like it's happening right now. You know what I mean? It's happening later today. It's it's a constant because it's rippling. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those things that's so hard to.
If it is rippling.
Exactly. It's if something's fucked up.
And I think that's like where the
I have nowhere
spirituality
to take this that makes sense.
Right. Well, no, and I know I kind
My
of took off
question
the
was gonna
rails. I
be-
just was kind of like,
Yeah, my question was going to be if you were a ghost, would you haunt me?
well, I mean, like I'm looking at you, and I'm
That-
talking to you, and I can touch you, but like
Don't say
that
it
doesn't
like that.
necessarily mean that like
You're real? Fuck?
Yeah,
Are you a
but
ghost?
you see what I'm saying? Like it's all about perspective.
Yeah,
and your
yeah, no, I see-
experience.
yeah.
Like we know 2 + 2 = 4, but it only equals 4 because it's supposed to.
See, now you're taking it a little to like the woo-woo side of things.
You think so?
A little bit.
So
yeah.
time works with that, especially because like time flies when you're having fun. Time is relative. Time for astronauts. Time, like what I'm saying, like we can
Yeah.
experience like time differences.
Well, and gravity affects time too.
yeah,
Yes.
You know?
all
So
types,
it's
all types of wickety wonky shit.
So
but
it's
the reason
you
your
know.
like numbers thing doesn't work is like math is like damn near primordial.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, that might be a bad example.
No,
but like,
it's not
you know
might
what
be,
I mean.
no, it's a bad.
That's a
example.
pretty
No,
bad. That's a
it's
rough
not- it's not
example.
know what
a
you mean.
horrible example.
Math is kind of set in the stone.
Yeah, like it's primordial. Like there's one of these objects. There's one of these objects. Now I have 2 objects. Like it's a primordial like binding of the universe. Like
yeah.
we have one Earth. Like we're
Ooh,
on
okay.
the one Earth.
I got a better one.
I
All
hope
right.
so.
So
Probably.
that box is blue, right?
Oh no.
What does blue look like to you?
That's no.
No, you don't think that's a good one? Because
No.
we had this discussion too before. Because like the way
There are
I
different spectrums
experience-
of sight and color.
Yeah,
and, like,
but that's
he
what
could
I'm saying.
be half
His
colorblind.
blue may not be my blue. Is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. But I mean, that's what I mean. Like it's all about your experience and your perspective.
Yeah. Well, these are all very
And
like
it's just the example.
mindful, like theoretical mind things happening.
I love
Time
weird
is a
theories.
variant, but time is priceless. Time is a variant based on how close or how far in distance you are relative to us. Yes, Mr. Panda, says Bumper.
I feel like I just went to physics.
Like you what?
I just went to physics.
Yeah, physics class.
Dude, what I like
GP is very intelligent.
physics is another good
I
example.
love you,
of,
Giant Panda.
Of like primordial math, because like, all right, so like when you drive, you're using physics constantly, right?
Mhm.
Like you know how to catch your curve, you know how to
Some
slow
people
down,
don't.
You know, a lot of people can't drive. But you get the point that I'm making, right? And
Yeah.
and then physics just gives you the math for that. And then like when you do the math for like physics and stuff like that, like if you're like, well, based on the weight of this dropping at this rate, it'll hit the ground at this time, and then you can do it. And then it'll drop and it'll hit the ground at that time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like, especially with the time thing, because I think time is like really, really interesting. Because I liked what you said before about how like you have like cause and effect, like on a
Mhm.
small scale. Like you clearly, like if I was to like spill this all over the floor, I know time passed because the state of it changed.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But that's also one of those conversations that gets like really, 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 really far out, like to the point where like it
Yeah,
almost,
and none of us are scientists.
No, we're all just using like like an elementary school understanding of physics compared
talk
to
about-
some people that
to talk
like,
about
know
some
it.
real shit
Yeah.
that we really have no like
But
business saying. Steph, thank you for resubscribing. I love you.
it's also
Me
been
too.
proven that like observing an object impacts the outcome, right?
Say that again.
I think I've seen that observing an object impacts the outcome.
So sort of like if a tree falls in the woods, can you hear it kind of situation? Like you watching it
Any
and
kinda
being able to
observation
observe what happens to it.
Yeah, any kind of observation affects the outcome.
I don't know.
You don't know?
It's one of
Because
those
like,
things.
but I mean, if you're not there to
it
see
only
it,
it only
It's
affects
like-
the outcome in your perspective.
it's like Schrodinger's cat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Schrodinger's box.
Until
but
you
yeah.
look in the box.
Or wait.
The cat's both alive and dead.
the cat's in the box. so
Yeah,
like
it's
you-
the same.
yeah,
yeah.
relative. It is
Yeah.
the cat, but
Yeah.
Is it Schrodinger's box or was
No,
it
no,
Pandora's
No, you're right.
box?
You're right. You're right. It's the cat.
that was a bad joke.
Are you surprised?
No.
The Rick and Morty Schrodinger's cat episode is one of the greatest in the whole series.
I love and hate that episode.
Why do you hate it?
There's so much going on, like when everything splits.
Oh, when the
yeah.
screen is split up to like 8 or whatever, and then gets all the way to like 64.
He brought up a good point. When you look at the microwave, the time moves slower.
Yeah, see?
Don't-
There you
Do that. Don't say things like
go.
that.
So if you want to live longer, just constantly be looking at a clock.
No, so for real though. Oh, I forgot who said it. Someone on Twitter, a friend of mine on Twitter said
Nick
recently.
Merckx.
No,
Okay. That's all I got.
friend
Our
of mine-
close personal friend. Nick Merckx.
a friend of mine on Twitter recently said that like time was flying by and they couldn't believe that they were already like 24 or something, and like it was just going by faster and faster. And I was like, something I picked up a long time ago that I just kind of keyed into one day, and it was like one of those
I know
mental
what you're
things.
about to say, and it's the smartest thing you've told me.
Yeah, is try and look forward to things as often as you can, because when you look forward to something, it feels like it's taking forever for it to get there. Like back in in high school, especially for me, it was like shows and movies, like especially when the MCU like dropped and everything was
Yeah.
starting to get good. It was like you couldn't wait 6 months for that next movie, and you just sat there and fucking counted the days. Because when we had DVR, you couldn't go on YouTube and watch whatever you want. You had like 5 choices, whatever was live, and then the 4 or 5 things you DVR'd. If there was nothing on you wanted to watch, you watched one of those 4 or 5 things you had
I
DVR'd.
remember those
And then
days.
and then you watch fucking Iron Man 2 25 times, and you're like, when the fuck is Iron Man 3 gonna come out? And you're just waiting and waiting and waiting. Same with like Avatar: The Last Airbender. Pick a show, any show that you were waiting for the next season, all that shit, man. It
The
made
Way of
life.
Water.
The Way of Water. 13 years went by quick. They make you wait forever in your brain. No time is changing literally, but in your brain, perspective-wise, you just can't wait. And for me, I'm lucky because I like my job. And so, like, when I'm like today, I'm like, man, I can't wait to get to work tomorrow. and like go do that because I know like this might happen or this might happen and this could happen. Like I'm just constantly giving myself things to look forward to, and it does two things. One, you live in the moment way better when you're constantly looking forward to shit, because once you, at least in my experience, I'm lucky. I really like my job. A lot of people aren't so lucky. A lot of people have to look forward to shit way further in advance. But I get to look forward to things kind of weekly, bi-weekly at least. And, when that's happening, sure, you're looking forward to things. Time does feel a little slower. But at the same time, you're never, like, freaking out about missing out on things. Because you're like, well, something cool's going to happen soon anyway. What?
That last thing.
Whoa, holy shit.
What?
Water takes longer to boil, too, if you watch it. Paint takes longer to dry when watched. My dog won't eat her treats if you watch her. I can't come with eye contact. God damn, what a switch up.
I'll tell you
I
what.
If
mean,
you
it
ever
was-
meet him, I got it. I got it.
It was all
he's
building
so
towards it, if
funny.
you think about it.
He is, but like, I can't compare him to anyone we know. He's such a unique kind of entertainingly funny.
That's good.
He's very funny.
Um,
The only person I could even halfway compare him to is Charlie Ellis.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh.
if anybody, it's close, but it's the
Whenever
only one.
you said he was on this the other day, and you just said his full name, by the way, but
I did on there too. I forgot. I keep
Yeah.
forgetting. He
Oh.
doesn't care. He said he doesn't care.
I know he doesn't care. I just
We've
think-
said our names on here 1,000 times.
Yeah,
Who- like,
I don't even remember.
like our full name. You don't want to say your first and last just because people can be weird and like fuck with you
Yeah.
technically. But
Or stalk you.
yeah, if they really want to. I'm a little harder too because I'm basically just on Twitter,
Yeah.
and I usually, luckily, we don't call me by my real name very much.
Yeah. We say Charlie boy,
Just
Shut
like
up,
that?
Creed.
or we say Chuck.
No, we don't.
I don't think
Anyway,
I've never said Chuck.
thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't mind if people do. It's just they have to stick to what they call me.
What
I need
if
people-
I
you're one of the like 4 people that kind of flex my name. You say both.
What if
you
I
call me Chris and
transition
Charlie.
Chuck?
I started with your brother because Michael doesn't like people calling him Mike.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
It's
he hates
opposite with
that.
that one. That guy hates
Doesn't-
being called Michael. He has to be Mike.
But what's funny is like Mike doesn't care if I call him Mike,
Yeah.
like at all, and it's
Yeah.
been like that for as long as pretty much since we had.
Well,
that
he loves you.
disagreement. Yeah, I love him too. He's one of my favorite people. But like, I'm the same. The way I am with Charlie and Chris is how I am with like Mike and Michael. Like you never know.
They're
which one.
interchangeable.
Yeah,
you
it
can
does.
kind of toss them around.
Just
No one's
depends
gonna.
on whatever the fuck comes into my head at
Yeah.
that moment.
It's definitely adaptive to who you're around. Aside from the two of us, if you're around Michael, you're definitely gonna call me Chris more often. If you're around Creighton, you're definitely gonna call me Charlie more often. I think is what because like other people are doing it, so it kind of
Yeah.
becomes easier for the group.
What's your name again?
It's Jonathan.
Ah, John.
It's J Dizzy most of the time.
Oh man,
That's
Ah.
yeah, that's what they call me.
Jizzy?
he gets up too
J
fast.
Dizzy. J Dizzy.
Oh. They call you Jizz?
Anyway,
You know that's
Johnny
a nut?
Boys. Johnny Boy with an E. How dare you, Steph?
That's
No.
funny.
Let's move on. Change the fucking subject. This is bullshit. I hate
The
this.
Johnny Boy Show.
This is silly, and I'm upset. How dare you?
Do me. I want one.
Bitch,
That's
Bitch
not
boy
fun.
with an E.
bitch boy,
Bitch
That's
boy.
good. Boy, yeah.
Bitch boy.
bitch boy. D.
Just call me.
We're talking about doing because Nick's having a baby, and there's kind of some talk in the community like we all kind of think he might take some time off from doing a big event next year. Like if he does one, it won't be as big as
Is this his
last
first
couple.
kid?
yes.
Oh, shit.
And the idea is that we might have to try and form like a little East Coast InFam get together that isn't really done. Like that, it's not us all meeting up at one of Nick's things. It's us all just kind of meeting up and doing like all staying in the same area over the course of a week or two or something, and going and doing a thing. And I'm trying to gauge like our little group and see if we'd have like a group of people that want to all go meet that part of the people I know, and have like a just big get together, like rent out a cabin. Some of us are talking about getting 20 of us and renting out like a fucking dumbass big Airbnb mansion or something.
That wouldn't be bad.
That would be we did that our second Anaheim trip. There were 19 of us in one big Airbnb.
You said Anaheim, and that just makes me think of God of War. Has the same
Oh,
ring to it.
Yeah,
It's
the
like-
Heim, Vanaheim. It's just
Yeah.
Anaheim with a V.
Anaheim, Florida.
Vanaheim, California. That's where Disneyland is. It's right there.
Yeah, how is Disneyland?
Disneyland.
Like, if you could express it with one word, use one word.
6.
magical.
Oh, okay. That's what I was going for.
Like, so Disney World is the one with all the rides.
Yeah.
Not that Disneyland
It's
doesn't
way
have
bigger.
rides. It's just way more of an amusement park than Disneyland. Disneyland is more like if you wanted to live in a Disney movie, you go to Disneyland. If you want to go have fun and be surrounded by Disney shit, go to Disney World. And if you like Harry
been to
Potter,
Disney
go
World,
to
right?
Universal
Universal Florida.
Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never been. I've only been to Disneyland
Okay.
and Carowinds and Dollywood. I've been to Dollywood. Pretty gangster,
Yeah, I've
honestly.
heard.
Dollywood's actually
super expensive, but really nice.
it's not that bad.
Versus Carowinds. I used to
No,
work.
they're similar. I mean, I've been to Carowinds and Dollywood in the last year each.
Hmm.
Dollywood's like 85. Carowinds like 60 something. I mean, it's not that crazy of a price.
It's more expensive.
Yeah, but it's not like
you said 60 to 85.
yeah, 60 to 85.
You gotta- $25
You
try.
got you good at percentage. I
Yeah.
don't think you are.
You
So
know what
that's
you can
more.
get?
That's between a 33 and 40% increase, and you're saying it's. You know what I mean?
Damn, he's got you there.
25 to 30%.
He wasn't lying.
Say that
but
again.
25 to 30%.
It's a 25 to 30% increase.
60 to
60
80.
to 85, right? Okay.
Well, 60
so
to 80 is
what's
25%.
What's 1/3 of? You're doing this wrong. I got you. What's 1/3 of 60?
20.
Okay, right. So
Yeah.
if you're 20 more than it, you're 30% up.
What did you say? Math is primordial or whatever. it was?
Primordial.
Primordial. He's right. Look at him.
Carowinds.
Percentages are different.
Carowinds tickets are 75% of Dolly Parton tickets, roughly. That's the angle
Yeah.
you're trying to take.
Yeah.
But if you do the math, you break it down, it's a over 33% increase. Which again, yes, relative, not that bad.
Oh, I've
My-
never
my-
seen a bat into a corner like this.
Yes, you have. I mean, you are granted on the other side of it much
Yeah.
more often. Either way,
It's just fun.
it's
Yeah,
not-
no, it's relative. It's less
yeah.
than $100. Like it's not
Yeah.
like it's great, but my point is that like a 35%.
Now
increase or
Disneyland,
something-
Disney World.
Yes, you're looking at like over $100 a day, right?
Oh, I
It's way
wish.
more than that,
It's
isn't it?
like
200 a day?
You went to
Disneyland was
Disney
like
World recently. How much was it?
$290.
No, it wasn't.
For me, it
For
was
a day?
Now, granted, this was in the summer on like a Saturday.
Max girth in their larynx.
To suck a dick.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, fuck
It was
that.
horrible for
No,
us.
that's
Disney
ridiculous.
World is amazing, but Florida sucks. But however, I went and ate at the best breakfast spot ever in Florida. Definitely top on my list. My friend, a guy from the poker game, went to Disney World on Christmas Day. Like left for Disney World to stay a week. For him, his girlfriend, her kid, and his kid, it was over $6,000 before they left home, just to get like tickets ready for when they showed up.
Damn.
I think they were staying for 4 or 5 days.
Let's say the most magical place. It's the most capital place.
Yeah, it's yeah.
How much is it just to walk in? Like,
I mean, you probably gotta fucking shell out a piece of your leg.
cause like
Just-
in my
it's
mind,
horrible.
I'm like, let's just road trip it down there, walk in, see if we like it, and then leave.
That's not how those work. You don't get to just walk in and try it out.
I want to see
This isn't a fucking Chevy dealership.
I want to see. I want to
It's Disney
see.
World.
I want to see the secret tunnels and stuff they got underneath it.
That's you're gonna have
Aren't
to
they
pay
secret?
some stupid money.
Huh?
Aren't they secret?
Yeah, if you know about it.
Well, so,
There is a restaurant. I forget what it's called, but there's a restaurant that you have to book like 10 years ahead of time.
really?
Yeah, like and people go. Like it's a known thing, but you're not allowed to talk about what you saw. Like you have to sign an NDA, and it's like fucking 10 years before
In
you
Disney
can.
World?
It's either Disney World or Disneyland. It's one of the Disneys,
Huh.
and it's in the castle.
Is it the
it's
Pizza
like,
Planet, bro?
bitch, I don't fucking know. But it's like you gotta. It's one of the most what's the word?
Immersive,
Not immersive. Not a lot of people get to do it.
exclusive.
Exclusive. It's one of the most exclusive
Disney
restaurants on
experience.
the planet.
Not
wow.
Club
Like-
33? Is it Club
I
33?
think it is Club 33. That sounds right. I think ours was 600 to 700 a person for us. Yeah, for 3 days. Oh, that's okay. That doesn't seem as bad then. Maybe it might be 3 kids instead of 2 that he went. Then if it's $6,000.
Depends on what they
And how
also-
many
they
days.
stayed too.
Yeah.
So, like,
Oh, that's a good point.
Resort prices.
Yeah,
like,
it's-
that was
yeah.
probably like 2 to 3 of it right there.
Just staying in a room.
But say if a week,
Dude, have you heard about the Star Wars?
Yeah,
The
but
Galaxy
you want
Edge?
to talk about expensive. Yeah,
And then the hotel that's like an
That
immersive thing.
Yeah, like you're in like the hotels from
Spaceship,
Mandalorian, the
yeah.
spaceship.
Mhm.
Dude, it's like $7 or $8 a week just for the room. Like it's fucking nuts. Look, I love Star Wars.
Yeah, that's
No
all.
one should love Star Wars more than I do. I love Star Wars a
Our
lot.
friend Lacey, I think, did that.
Lacey
Lacey.
from school.
No.
Other Lacey?
Lacey. Other
Whi-
Lacey.
which-
You know, the one that goes to Ichiban. Has all the cosplays.
Oh man, there's so too many Lacey's in my life. I wasn't even
That's
counting
2.
that Lacey. 3. I have 3 Lacey's in my life.
Oh, well, I've got 2. I guess I need to up my game.
Yeah, up your Lacey game, nerd. no more
but
Lacey's.
so the tunnel thing, those are maintenance tunnels. But allegedly, the whole thing was built on the foundation of Epcot, which was Disney's like Walt Disney's last like dream thing, which was to make his own like perfect society.
Yeah, 'cause he was a Hitler.
Yeah,
Yeah, he kind of wanted to just control it, and like there was
Yeah,
gonna be no
like
retirement.
Hitler,
Yeah.
but instead of murdering everyone, he was just going to slowly phase them out through Disney movies.
And then there we go. We have Disney
And that's why his
World.
head's on ice, so he can get rid of all the Jews one day. And that's what his hopes were.
But all that was run.
I hope that
through
head has been thrown in a meat
all
grinder.
that foundation.
I feel like Walt Disney he would have been a problematic guy today.
Yeah, no, for sure. But like, so all those layers, like, essentially what is like different in the schematics for the original Epcot, which was his city of tomorrow, like what he wanted to do to make that society and stuff,
Yeah.
is layers. So that's where all these tunnels
Like
come
the
from.
Stark Expo.
Kind of, yeah, but instead it's like layers. So you have one layer for like trucks and cars to go through. You have one layer that's like where people live at. You have one layer that's like for
And these
jobs
are all
and business.
tunnels?
It's supposedly the foundation was built, and all of that is Disney World, and the
it's all on top
tunnels-
of that.
It's Disney World's on top of that, and you still have all those tunnels underneath. Apparently, I don't know how true, but that's how they run their trash systems and their maintenance systems and their security systems.
I have an
is through
idea for
those
a horror
maintenance
movie.
tunnels. You get chased by Walt Disney's
about
head.
the tunnels of Disney World.
That could be a fun video game. Walt
Like a
Disney's
horror
head
movie.
comes back to life.
That-
You had to work your way.
It's
through
it's
different
in the
levels.
George Lopez robot from
Oh,
Spike from
and-
Shark Boy and
and
Lava Girl.
Your different boss levels are you fighting different characters that are like dressed up, but they're robots and they try to kill you. That'd be fun.
Oh man, you're definitely the game designer we've been missing. That's what we're missing right now.
What do they call them? Cast members? Yeah, you fight different cast members.
Oh, you mean like the people that are in the
Yeah,
suits and stuff
yeah.
for Disney World?
That's what they call them, right? Cast members?
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Whenever you see the toys from Toy Story, if you say Andy's coming, they're supposed to fall down. But apparently in the last 2 or 3 years,
had to cut
they
that
all
out.
went on strike, and so they got rid of that rule because like kids were just nonstop saying it. Because once one little kid sees it, you're fucked. Because they're just gonna keep, little kid. If you do the fucking coin behind the ear trick, all they want to see for the next 18 years is the coin behind your ear trick.
Hey, isn't it true you can't chew gum in there?
What do you
I
mean?
don't know. I've never heard that.
I feel like I heard that once that you can't chew gum.
I wouldn't be surprised because people
I know
just spit
they-
it out and it would like get stepped on and
And
rubbed
they
into
They
the
don't
ground.
want you to
Ridiculous
talk
amount of
about
people.
Walt Disney smoking.
Yeah,
Because they're like, he pointed like this, and really what it is they just edited out his cigarette in his hand.
that's true. That part is true. They've edited cigarettes out of his hands a lot.
Because they're like, we don't want him to seem like a bad guy.
Because smoking's bad
Yeah.
for
Way-
bad people only.
Way worse than hating.
Hating.
Oh, and they make
Jews
they
or
make
something.
everybody point like that too. That's like a cast member. They're like, look over here and look at this. So they're all doing like this number right
So they're
here,
all subliminally.
smoking.
They're all subliminally Walt Disney.
Yeah.
Our Lord and Savior. Walter Disney. I was like, what's Walt short? I forgot what it was short for a
WD.
second.
WD-40. Is it
Ultimately a
connected?
villain. Yeah,
maybe,
probably.
maybe not. Probably not. But you never know.
What'd you say?
I said WD-40.
Walt Disney 40. Walt Disney was 40 when he died.
Yeah, he died at like 66.
Yeah, he was probably older. Who did someone play him? Who
I
played
could
him?
see Tom Hanks playing him.
I think Tom Hanks did play him.
Hmm.
Wasn't there a Walt Disney movie a few
A
years
man
ago?
called Walt instead of a man called Olive.
Saving Mr. Banks. Yeah, I think that's what it was.
That's what it's. Why is it called Saving Mr. Banks?
Because it's
His
about
name
someone.
was Disney, not Banks.
Spurred on by a promise he made to his daughters, Walt Disney, Tom Hanks, embarks on what would become a 20-year quest to obtain the movie rights to Mary Poppins. The author, P.L. Travers, Emma Thompson, proves to be an uncompromising curmudgeon who has no intention of letting her beloved character become mangled in the Hollywood machine. However, when the books stop selling and she finds herself in need of money, Travers reluctantly agrees to consider Disney's proposition. I can't read. But yeah, that was 2013.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
so Tom
so
Hanks
they've
played
already
Walt
did it.
Disney a minute ago.
Yeah.
You had that dead on the fucking right.
Did I?
Yeah, he
Oh,
went out.
shit.
Tom Hanks could do a great job.
I guess it,
He could do such a good job that he did it a
Right.
decade ago.
I guess I must have sublimed.
You probably remembered that after. You
Some
probably
reasons.
remembered it and just forgot that you remembered it.
Yeah. I forgot that. I remembered.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that happens a lot. People like think something like that because they saw it.
Yeah.
In that case, it makes sense. And it'd be crazy if he said it and in 5 years there was a Walt Disney movie with Tom Hanks.
Yeah. I need to go
Then
back.
he's a prophet.
I need to go back to 2007 and just say that and see what happens.
Nothing.
No, but then I'll be a prophet, according to Charlie. If I time travel 2007, then I jump ahead to
You
2013.
would use time travel like a goofy fucking side character in a Pauly Shore movie. I'm just going and picking lottery ticket numbers.
I'm going around to be called a prophet and then immediately lose all credibility.
Yeah, I mean that's what would happen. So you'd be well, never mind. I don't want to say that.
I probably would go back in time and try to make Warner Bros. Make better decisions.
Good luck. Yeah, no. If I could go back in time and do some useless shit, I would go give like a fucking scene for scene plot summary of the MCU movies before they come out. Like I would just say
Dude,
them.
you know that would probably make them never happen because somebody
Yeah.
would be like, "That's not right," and they would try to edit it to death, and then we end up with a flip situation where DC's like on top and MCU's on the bottom,
I would
and then we're caught in a time loop because then you would.
I
wanna
would
go
wait.
Back and
I
be
would wait
like,
until 2 weeks before they come out to release them, so that like ultimately the editing process is pretty much done before it hits theaters. Because they have to build them and send them out, and it takes a couple weeks for them to all get like in the proper place, and then they're allowed to show them. So I feel like by that 2 week margin, I could really fuck some directors and associates and everything up at the thing.
There's
And
been
they would ask me questions
There's been an issue with theorists and stuff. There are people who do theories good enough on the internet.
like MatPat.
Yeah, MapPat's a good example that shifts the outcome of like a narrative because like they're like, damn, they already spoiled our story. We gotta change this. But then they'll have like
Yeah.
plot point A, B, C that obviously was supposed to head this way, and then they'll have an ending that doesn't match.
I hate when movies do that shit. That's
Just
so
make it.
fucking
If someone
annoying.
guessed right, who fucking
Who
cares?
cares?
You know who guessed right? MatPat on Game of Thrones. And you
Did
know what
he?
they did? Yeah. He guessed that he guessed that Lyanna Stark and Rhaegar Targaryen were Jon Snow's parents. And like there was a lot of theories online, like
At the
on
time.
Reddit and shit, but he like was the first big one to vocalize that theory on a YouTube video and make it like make sense. And then that's exactly what happened like 4 years later.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean,
Imagine George R. Martin saw it and was like, "No, you," instead of Dan and whatever the
yeah.
Dave and Dan.
Well,
whatever.
they did a great job with the
I
show.
mean, yeah,
I mean,
but
the
did
ending
they,
does
though?
fall a little flat, but like it's still the greatest fucking show ever made to me and a lot of people. But
I still think they should let Jon Snow.
stop.
Can
Just
I
don't
say
say
it?
no. Don't say.
Has
too many
Liam
things.
not seen it?
He has not seen. it.
Oh
I'm
fuck,
never gonna watch Game of Thrones.
He's gonna watch
man.
it one day.
I'm not gonna.
I'm gonna
watch
trap
Game of
him.
dude, he's not gonna watch it.
Thrones. That's so much like.
Well, now I want
Nah.
to talk about it because he doesn't want to watch it.
Not yet. Oh shit! Oh shit!
I thought
That needs to be taped better.
I thought the roof was falling in. I was like, well, this is it.
The camera wire was taped up and it fell, and Creighton reacted so violently. You didn't see it. Yeah, he was like, "Oh shit!" It fell 2 inches.
Anyways, this is a sign. We should wrap.
Yeah, we should wrap it up. This went longer than I honestly expected it to go tonight.
That's what she said.
Anyway, I've been Charlenimus. That's been Cretonimus.
Goodbye, Creighton.
Alim, do you have any final words? Think of a good word. A single word.
Oh, Zeitgeist.
That's a good word. Zeitgeist is a good word. Okay, everybody, have a good night.
Fuck money, get bitches. There you go. Or is
Hey,
it the other
hey,
way?
Have sex with woman, get checks. You got to change your ways, great.
Yeah, there you go. Wait, what kind of check?
Good night, everybody.